Why is this thing not? Now it should be working. We should be good now. Roxy, what's up, brother? Guys, let me know if you can hear me now because I didn't know that the microphone was not working for some weird reason. It's like always set up, and for some reason, OBS decided to select no audio device. So let me know if this thing is working out properly. Hopefully, it is functioning. It seems like it is right now. It's registering. Just let me know. Good, good. Thank you for letting me know, though. I didn't realize at all. I guess I should have checked to see if it was actually registering the mic, but I never like check it at all. I record my videos with OBS. I record here. I mean, I go live, and I never consider even looking at the microphone because it's always working, at least working properly normally. What are you guys up to, though? I mean, clearly the stream was here for the Pokemon market, which has been actually going crazy. I don't know how much people realize, like, everything is starting to rise up. Like, I forgot who it was. Just somebody in a live stream was talking about a specific product going up, and I'm in the live stream as well, but I'm reading the comments and I'm thinking to myself, I don't think you realize everything is going up. Like, there's nothing that's really heading downward or barely anything. Most of the things are going up or just continuing to stagnate, but still not something that I think most people are prepared for or they want to acknowledge. Everything's getting really crazy. I didn't think Destined was going to start climbing. It is. Prismatic is holding. It's actually climbing as well. Burning one down over here. Enjoy, man. Enjoy. But yeah, a lot of things happening. Surprisingly enough, it's happening faster than what I thought. For some reason, I thought Ascended Rivals was going to kick off the Pokemon market just because of the hype for that set, and just the fact that that set is like so stacked. Like, Prismatic is great, but I mean, like, Ascended Heroes is going to be for everyone. Prismatic is going to be for those that like evolutions, and there are some other cards there, but Prismatic is mainly about the evolutions. And I feel like Ascended Heroes is going to have a little bit of everything for everyone, whether it be, the Gengar, the Dragonite, just all those amazing cards in there, all those mega arts. That set's going to be insane. So I thought that was going to kick off the market, but clearly, we were all wrong for the most part. Nobody knew. Of course, nobody can foretell when that's going to happen. But yeah, it's going crazy. And so yeah, what are you guys looking into right now? Are you guys looking into anything specific in the market? You guys are buying. I know a lot of guys don't want to buy unless it's MSRP, but MSRP is really hard to come by. If you can get MSRP, that's great. But outside of that, like, if you don't have that kind of connection or a vending machine next to you, then MSRP is a problem. So in reality, that isn't an option for most of us. Like Prismatic, I am going to start, and I'm going to tell you right now, I don't have a single Prismatic booster bundle. I have Prismatic ETBs. I might get a few more ETBs, but what I'm going to primarily focus on, I think, is just pure booster bundles. Pre-orders on the 20 and pre-orders on 2 and 3 packs aren't anywhere near to that 20 a pack prediction people threw out. You'll notice. You know what it is? A big thing about that, right? And another thing is, just double check. Which screen do you guys like better? This one or this one? You guys let me know which one it is you guys like better. I do like this purple one. I am going to move the chat. But yeah, 2 or 3. Yeah, you can't go wrong with the bundles. I feel like PC ETBs are the best product to buy that isn't involved in the scalping world due to it not being available at Pokemon kiosks, retail stores. Thoughts? I mean, PC ETBs are great. I'm not gonna lie. I made a video. I released it yesterday morning about PC ETBs, the ones that I thought were undervalued or overvalued, just based on the PSA 10 values that are in there, because a lot of people are gonna want to open them. And people, for some reason, people think that they're not going to want to open PC ETBs, and they will. I promise you, they're going to want to open PC ETBs. Why? Because they're going to want that PSA 10. Like, for example, if you have it Obsidian Flames, Pokemon Center Elite Trainer box, why would you not try to get that PSA 10 Charmander? I mean, I know it's a displayable product. Trust me, I have. I mean, I hope, I don't know if you guys can see them right now, but if I have to move the camera, I will. I have a ton of PC ETBs behind me. Um, but a PSA 10 Charmander, for example, from Obsidian Flames, is like $3,000. It's like insane. You know what I'm saying? So that's just, out of this world right now. I don't see where someone wouldn't be tempted to possibly opening a PCTB up and grading that card. TD, what's going on, bro? Welcome to the stream, man. Thanks for joining up, guys. Thanks for joining up. Let's see here. So, this $36, $12 a pack, it's not horrible. It could be better. I think that a lot of people that were talking about this were talking about rip and shippers specifically, because think about this. So, one of the guys that did mention this was Alex from Nostalgianomics, right? So if he, for example, decides to buy a whole bunch of these 3-pack blisters for his stream, and he buys them at market price, he's gonna have to mark them up just to make money. He can't sell them to you at $12 a pack. And he's not considering the promo in there. He may make a promo play on the side for himself, but he's not going to consider the promos that are in there. So $12 a pack. He probably, I don't know, I would hope $15 per pack for him. I mean, but it all depends on where they get them from. You see, they have them, the single packs here are already pre-selling at $13, but there's no listings here. It's one listing, 17 listings, 16 listings. We'll have to wait till the official release date and see how many hit the market. If there are more of these than we think that there are, then the prices will be much lower, of course. But as of right now, everybody's assuming that we aren't going to have too many 3-pack blisters or 2-pack blisters to be able to rip any of these products. And it really, really sucks that Pokemon decided to go with a staggered release for a specialty set. Like, I don't understand that, honestly. I don't understand the concept there. Who thought that out? I mean, if it was a main set, you at least have booster boxes with 36 packs per box. That can, a store can open that up and start selling single booster packs. ETBs go out and then maybe release the other products later on, like booster bundles, 3-pack blisters. But they did it like backwards. You know what I'm saying? To release these 3-pack blisters first, and then the 2-pack one with the Larry coin on it. Like, this was insane. I think this is one of the reasons why they were saying that. But we don't even know what this promo looks like. Am I wrong? Have you guys seen this promo at all? The promo for this right here, like, I don't know what it is. For it to have a value of $43 for 2 packs is insane. It's got to be an amazing promo, right? If the other packs are at $12 a pack, you have almost $20, $19.31 alone just for this promo. Like, that sounds crazy. We don't. Let me know, guys. Have you guys seen the promo? Because I have not. Pretty crazy. TD, what's going on, bro? If you didn't know, Destined Rivals journey together. Booster bundles getting reprint and restock this week. Actually, I also made a video on booster bundles. For some reason, I don't know why, YouTube pushes out certain videos more than others, but I did make a video about booster bundles as well, based on price per pack and which booster bundles were better to buy more than others, depending on the set, right? Like Destined Rivals booster bundles, I think were a pretty good price per pack in comparison to the booster box. But with I of course spoke about that as well. With the reprint coming, then that booster bundle price might game it better. And I think that Destined Rivals is one of those sets, kind of like, not to say that it is anything like Evolving Skies, but just in comparison to the point where I think anything Destined Rivals long term is going to do well. Honestly, I really do. Yeah, if the promo is hidden, it must be a banger. Yeah, you Inept, you haven't seen a banger either. Like, I mean, the promo that I don't understand. I don't know how you could price this out without having seen the product yet. Like, that sounds kind of crazy, you know? Um, I would hope that this comes out sooner rather than later, because then these will get priced out properly. But aside from that, I think it sounds kind of crazy. But I do think Ascended Rivals is going to be a banger set. I can't wait. Like, even these three promos right here look pretty nice to me. I love Total Dial. Um, and just more and more cards getting announced. This set, you know what it is? It's has so much to do with the anticipation, right? Like, I should have had Poke Beach ready, right? I don't know if they have. Do they have the cards here? Did they have announced the English cards? I thought they had them on here. I guess not. But they did release a whole bunch of those cards that already came out in English. Like, they showed that for Alligator, the Mega for Alligator, and just some other cards in the English version, because those were only in those starter decks from what we saw before with the Japanese. So Mega Dream doesn't have them, but Ascended Heroes will be completely stacked. Ascended Heroes is going to be crazy. It really is. Thanks, Inept. Yeah, that was the purpose of that video, because booster bundles were getting reprinted, and overall, we just know that, like, specialty sets, buying booster bundles for them are going to be one of the top tier things to do. It's just an easy go-to move as a Pokemon investor. You're going to want to buy booster bundles for Prismatic. If you got them from 151, they're great. Um, Paldean Fates, Black Bull and White Flare, if they do well long term. Ascended Heroes for sure. So that's why I did that video. It just made sense to do it. Especially looking at Crown Zenith. Um, Booster bundles as well are like over $100. Paldean Fates are like $100. 151 $100. Um, Prismatic, I think they're 65 right now. So, yep. Booster bundles are the new booster boxes. You know what? It sounds pretty crazy, but the fact that they're not like reprinting booster boxes as much as we thought they would, or as much as we would like, I think that says a lot. I mean, I don't know. It's a little scary, honestly, because if they stop printing booster boxes, if they slow down dramatically, like, if this is not just some big assumption people are just spewing out like always, if this is a real thing, booster boxes are going to be that much more valuable. They're going to be that much more scarce. I mean, they're going to make them even more investable, but they're still going to be much more expensive. It's going to be that much harder to even consider, like, to even imagine them being at MSRP. I hope they do restock. They do a restock after pre-orders of Ascended PCTBs. I missed the pre-order. I hope they do. I don't remember. I think they did more than one drop for Black Bull and White Flare. I'm pretty certain they did. Oh, Karma, what's up, bro? What's going on? Welcome. I'm pretty sure they did more than one drop for Black Bull and White Flare. They did like 6 drops for Prismatic. And so, because these are specialty sets, I feel kind of good. Just even with the assumption that they may bring back more Ascended Heroes PCTBs. If they do, I'm gonna jump on it right away. I mean, some people didn't even like the design of the box before they ever saw the set. Of course, Pokemon had the pre-orders up on the website. I liked the design of the box because it just reminds me of that, like, 1980s, 70s look, like those colors, the way they used to use them, and I just liked it. It felt like a throwback look with those colors. Where are the ETBs here? Why are they not here? The images aren't here. That's fine, but I did like the colors like a lot. So that was amazing for me. I want to get more for sure. Last year, I learned that Meowth is widely loved by the community. This year, for Alligator is one I learned about. For You know what? For Alligator, for me, is just so nostalgic. Like, for Alligator and Typhlosion, both to me are incredibly nostalgic. If you were 10 years old, like I was when Pokemon came out, and then you got the video games. By the time you were 12, you knew who Feraligatr was, Typhlosion. You were going from Gen 1 to Gen 2, like the excitement you had when that finished, thinking about what was going to happen then just that brings back all those memories of how exciting that was. So a lot of people did like Feraligatr. I'm pretty sure. I know I loved it. It's the move if you want to rip. If you want to rip too, bundles are king right now. Yeah, I mean, listen, in reality, think about this, right? Justifying ripping a booster box is pretty difficult, right? Because they're so expensive. But justifying ripping a booster bundle, it's much easier. And then the price per pack is less as well. Usually you have a better value. As of right now, you're having a better value with booster bundles in comparison to booster boxes. So that makes a big difference. And then, like, for example, even with Prismatic, right now, Prismatic ETBs are $126. I think I last checked. 125. Oh, there you go. There's the image for the ETB. Look at that. I love that. I love that. That reminds me of one of these jackets my brother had growing up. But Prismatic booster bundles, right? Where are they? Right here, $62. 62. I think that's a great price per pack, in my opinion, in comparison to what the ETB has. So if I bought 2 booster bundles at $62, I'd be paying $124. While the ETB, and that's 12 packs, while the ETB is sitting at what? Where is it? No, I gotta go over. And the ETB is sitting at $128. So 2 booster bundles at 62, 124. I still save myself a little over $6. And I get 12 packs instead of just the 9 with the promo. I mean, of course, granted, you get the promo. And I love the promo. I think it's an amazing promo. But overall, when it comes to wanting to rip and people wanting that God pack in the future, like, people are going to want to rip Prismatic. This is why I personally cannot justify at all. I cannot justify this right here. Like, are you kidding me? Like, this is crazy. People are so obsessed with the booster bundle displays. And my main thing is this: it's a booster bundle display. Who's going to actually display this? Like, I haven't seen one person. I hear a lot of people claiming that they're buying them, but I see no one displaying it. Not in an acrylic. If they do have them, they maybe have them in their background, maybe like hidden, stacked on a shelf, not really displaying it. It's just there for the video, I guess, just to show that they do own one. But they don't display it, actually. They don't actually display it. They have acrylics for these. No one displays it. How do I justify buying this at let's do this. That's $1,316 divided by the 60 packs that are in there. $22 per pack? $22 per pack. Like, that is insane. How do you justify paying $22 per pack when Prismatic is currently sitting at like $9 per pack? I was just looking at this today. I mean, it has shot up. The price per pack has actually increased in value as of late. You know, this is in my market analysis video from today. In the last month, they've gone up 4%, now 5%. They dropped down a little bit since I made the video because some sales, right? It's gone up a little bit, but they're at $9 a pack. I'm going to pay $22 per pack? What? And then if we're thinking like Pokemon investors, right? We're going to want to sell these at some point, right? We're going to want to sell them. Who's going to want to buy this display that's almost 3 times the value of just the singular booster bundles? I could just buy 10 booster bundles, sell them individually, because the price pool, I mean, the pool of people that can afford this product right here is going to shrink drastically, like tremendously. While the pool of people that can afford a booster bundle will probably be around for a good while before it just gets way too overpriced, right? Like, that just makes sense to me. Just thinking logically, that just makes sense. And then I was talking to somebody named Reverend Rips. We had a good conversation, and he's a big believer in the Prismatic Evolutions surprise boxes, and I think that he proved a really, really good point. These are gonna be a little more affordable. 4 packs, while still at the same time enjoying the excitement of pulling one of the promos that are in here. And I think people are going to enjoy that as well. And I think that as time goes, moves forward, I think these are going to become a little more valuable. The promos are going to become a little more valuable, and people are just going to enjoy trying to get that promo. Pokepinner, what's going on, bro? You have an uncle that works on Nintendo. That's crazy. Nah, you're good. I don't care. You can self promote. I don't. It don't matter to me. I get no negative anything from you promoting yourself here. I don't mind. Don't worry about it. Yeah. I think Black Bull White Flare was one drop, was up for 3 to 4 hours. It was first drop. I got in on a while. I really do think I saw more than one drop for Black Bull White Flare because I remember not being so excited for Black Bull and White Flare. And I think I remember missing out on another drop and not being upset about it at all. I could be wrong though. I could be wrong. Oh, you see, there you go. And Nep just said I hit both PC ETB drops for Black Bull White Flare. I knew it. I had a feeling. I just remember not being upset about it because I just don't have any nostalgia there. Do the cards look cool? Yeah. I think the cards look amazing. I think that white restaurant man looks sick. That restaurant to me in a tag slab specifically, just because that crystal glass look, like with the white restaurant, that has to look so good. It's got to look so good. And being that the tag logo is white, the lettering is white, you know. Look at the 151 ETB compared to the booster bundles. Yeah, that's another thing. That's another one but scarcity is a big factor. But at the moment, that's all that prismatic booster bundle display has. It is scarce, but at the same time, I have to consider how I'm gonna liquidate that long term. Who's gonna buy that booster bundle display for me? That prismatic booster bundle display that's 3 times the value of 10 booster bundles. That's all. I have to consider that. I'm gonna have to liquidate one day. Your guys are gonna have to liquidate one day. Somebody's gonna have to sell it, right? Looking at the regular ETBs, yeah, of course, $400, and the booster bundles. Yeah, it's back up to 400. Nothing listed below 400. I saw it earlier already. As a matter of fact, there was another one here. It sold already. It was at like 400, I think, with like $5 delivery. Look at it right here. It was this one. But yeah, $400 basically for the ETB with 9 booster packs. A booster bundle is what, $107, I think now. I think it's at like 107. So if you bought 4 of those, you'd be a little over the value of the one ETB, but you still have way more packs. You'd have 24 packs comparing that in comparison to the 9. It's now up to 110. This is how quickly it's moving. I just saw it earlier. It was at 107, right? So we must have had a sales today, right? On the 18th. Yeah, look, see, 1, 1, 3, all these 18. This is all today. This is all today. This is all why that price action that we're seeing, because I just saw it when I made my market analysis video. I think I was at like a 107 when I saw it. It's at 109 within hours. And yes, you're right. They were also only printed in the UK. But like I said, one day, it feels like the booster bundle displays feel like such a niche product. People complain, for example, about displaying ETBs because they're too big, too bulky. That thing is even bigger. It's like double the size. ETBs will have a premium. Well, yeah, because of scarcity. And for the prismatic too, they of course it's a specialty set, so it will. I'm a big fan of booster bundle display, but spread is too big on prismatic for me. That's my point. I'm not saying that they're not a good looking product. I like it, but the value though, the way that it's appreciated is way too high for me. I can't justify that whatsoever. Well, it's the same reason why booster boxes are way more than 36 loose packs. Yes, they're also more scarce, but they're also it's not exactly the same. You also have to consider that the booster boxes are like the blue chip items in Pokemon. Like if you talk about Pokemon investing, the first thing that comes to mind is booster boxes. It's not a booster bundle display. Booster bundle displays are a much more niche product that you have to look into further down the line. Like people are even going to look at this little over to the side if I can. If that's better. People are even going to look at ETBs first. They might run into booster bundles first, and even people just don't think about booster bundle displays that often. More often than not, they're thinking about other products, whether it be, like I said, booster box, ETB, booster bundle. They're even looking at 3-pack blisters, sleeve packs, like Deep Pocket Monster, right? Like he's somebody who just helps expand Pokemon, like probably more than anyone else. Him and PokeRev, for example. But none of them ever discuss booster bundle displays. Of course, they're not Pokemon investors, but it's just what gets, you know, in someone's vision. You know, if you don't see it, you really don't even realize that it exists. And that's a big deal in my opinion. The booster bundle displays are the booster boxes for specialty sets. I guess you could see it that way. I could see why you're seeing it that way. I just feel like it has appreciated way too much. Once again, I just showed you the price per pack for Prismatic is that's $22 per pack. I just want you to keep that in mind. Think about that. Would you pay $22 per booster pack? I mean, I would understand. I would understand a premium, but even you could even look at Destined Rivals booster packs. They're nowhere near that. 151 booster bundle displays are starting to move, selling a couple a day on TCG. Wow, let's look at that. That's going to be a little crazy. Here we are. Pretty close, pretty similar. You know, and this is another reason why I want to bring this up. Why I don't like how they appreciate it, because we're looking at the booster bundle display for 151, but the pack per price, the price of a booster pack for 151, it's much higher or higher than Prismatic. Prismatic we just saw was 9. This thing is at 15. So how is this booster bundle display the same price? Where'd it go? How is it the same price as the Prismatic one? That doesn't make any sense to me, right? How? Let me just open up another tab on TCG Player. You guys tell me, how does that make sense? Why should I get annoyed? Like, why is this thing so difficult to find? These pictures don't even load up, and some of them they don't even have. Why is this price so similar? 1,316 compared to the 1,329. The booster packs are $15. The booster bundles for 151 are over $100. Booster packs for Prismatic are 9. Booster bundles for Prismatic are $62. We just saw. So why would this booster bundle display be just as valuable as this one? Like, that doesn't make any sense to me at all. That's really my only thing. That's really it. But I am seeing that they are moving. They are moving, and these are big purchases right here. Like I said before, the pool of people that can afford this just gets smaller and smaller the higher it goes. My ass, the Nintendo line. The trip to here you replied to. That's funny. Uh, what's going on, bro? It has been a good while, man. It has been a good while. Welcome back. I'm glad to see you here. I watched a recent video on Danny Phantom about booster box reprints, and his take makes a lot of sense. We all think we're getting reprints, but Pokemon might stick to printing bundles or collection boxes. So the assumption there is that Pokemon wants to maybe spread. Is this camera like a little too far to the left? I moved it in the wrong direction earlier. I moved it like further to the wrong direction than I wanted to move it in. The thought process there is that Pokemon is trying to move me. Yeah, I'll leave it there on that screen. That Pokemon is trying to move products across the board so that more collectors can get their hands on it. But I don't know, man. These are all assumptions. I do get it. I understand why people are saying that. We're seeing less booster box reprints, and we're seeing more collection boxes, more booster bundles, more sleeve packs. So that may be the case. It may be, but once again, it's all an assumption. No one knows what Pokemon is thinking about at all. Not even Danny Phantom. No one. They don't have direct communication lines to Pokemon whatsoever. They talk to distribution, and that's it. Pokemon doesn't talk to anyone. I would hope that we get more reprints, more booster box reprints. If this doesn't happen, like for example, if we don't get more Destined Rivals booster box reprints, I think that's going to be a big, big signal to buy booster boxes when you can. You know, of course, at the best price you can get them at, but before they increase in value. before they start going crazy like we're seeing with Destined Rivals. But I understand it. I mean, and it's easier, I guess. I mean, not easier. I mean, they're making more money with booster bundles in reality. You know, if you try to look up, if you do the math between how many booster bundles you have to purchase to get the 36 packs, you go well over the, or at least a little over the 160 for MSRP on booster boxes. So we'll have to see. If yeah, look, Inkblot is saying the same thing about his uncle and Nintendo. Millennium Print Group saying that the plan is to print more booster bundles. It might be. It also might be that they're focusing on specialty sets, and maybe that's all the information it has. Who knows? It's crazy to think that my best Pokemon investments were 2 free promo cards, the Van Gogh Pika, and a bundle display I got on a set that was very, very popular at the time, Paldean Fates. It's pretty sick. It's pretty crazy to see what the Van Gogh Pikachu have done, even though the population for those are insane. You know what upsets me about this booster bundle display too is that I have so many regrets with Pokemon investing, and it all happened at the beginning of last year. In my video, my market analysis video, I talk about how I had the capital to buy multiple Evolving Skies cases at this time last year, and they were about $5,000. And my fiance was telling me to buy some. I did not listen. I really regret it. Then I was at an auction buying this booster bundle display, the 151, and I let it go at like $650. Once again, I regret it. It's so funny to look back at things like this and just regret it. Which one do you prefer, Paldean Fates or a 151 booster bundle? 151. 151 is just a much more stacked set. The pull rates are nice. They're good to you, you know. And not only are they good to you, the Paldean Fates pull rates are great, right? You can open up 20 packs of Paldean Fates and get a hit in each one. But they're also not going to be the most valuable Pokemon in there. And then 151 has the original 151 Pokemon, of course. Nostalgia's there. You have the opportunity at a God Pack, of course. You know, just naming the fact that Charizard is there. You got all the starters: Charizard, Blastoise, Venusaur, and also, of course, the evolution line down from there. You have just great cards in there. The set is just so much more stacked. Paldean Fates does have the Bubble Mew, but there's only 3 cards there. It's the Charizard, the Bubble Mew, and the Gardevoir. All great cards, but it's a really, really top-heavy set. If you don't pull those, you don't pull much value. And that can be kind of upsetting for a lot of people. So I think 151 would be the better play, in my opinion, if that's what you're asking about when it comes to buying. For sure, I think 151 by a landslide, to be honest. Paldean Fates is great, too, if you have the opportunity for Paldean Fates and you can't get 151. But to be honest, personally, I think for me, I would rather go... Where are they? I'd rather go with the collection box. Paldean Fates collection box, to me, sounds like a better play. Flew past it. It just feels like a better play to me. The price per pack is so much better within the collection box, within this box. So the booster bundle is like $100, and this thing here has how many packs? 11 packs, almost double the packs for just $20 more, maybe $30 more. I think it's a better value. Let's see. Prismatic is the rarest booster bundle display, but I personally don't invest in displays. Yeah, it's true. I've heard that before as well. Yeah, more mouths to feed. They're also switching to outsourcing packing booster boxes and packaging ancillary product in-house. And that I'm going to back up with an on TCG clip. Okay. Uncle Nintendo don't lie. Hey, that's a great source of information right there if you can get somebody that's within the Nintendo Millennium Print Group. Hot take. 151 booster bundle display will be worth more than Evo Sky's booster box in a couple years. That is a hot take. And it's a hot take because of total set value alone. Total set value. Sorry, I was looking at promos before I started the live on my own. Total set value. 151 total set value. Does it even crack 1,000? Yeah, it does. $1,300. $1,300. There are a lot of these cards out in existence. in comparison to Evolving Skies. But like I said, this set is so stacked. For whoever was talking about, I already forgot Paldean Fates. This set has so much more to offer than Paldean Fates. So many beautiful cards. You have cards that are like the best of their kinds. Like that War Total is amazing. Best Poliwhirl out there. The side deck is really nice. Nidoking Machop. Cards people don't even talk about like that. The Tangela is really nice. But yeah, total set value $1,307 in comparison to that Evolving Skies. Total set value is like 5K. That's what makes it so hard, you know. Like a lot of these things matter. Total set value really matters. It has risen, just cracked $6,000. This could happen today. Just $2 above 6,000. You know, and I think the value of the Umbreon VMAX has been climbing, and I'm not. I don't have a Pokédata account to even look at the price jumping here, but that's why I actually love this right here. This is why I love price charting. Why would I pay for that when I have this? So the card has, of course, over time has been climbing, but even now it climbed up to that all-time high of 1750, jumped down, and it's going right back up. And then the PSA 10 is doing the same. You know, these cards are like blue chip items within Pokemon. Specifically, this card is one of them. This card is probably going to do really, really well long term. It's going to be one of those cards that people are going to want. You know, they're going to cherish these cards. So that's what I think, and that's why I agree. That is a hot take. Booster bundles are well regarded, so it's good. More coming. Yeah, it is a good thing. I bought this in Rivals for $14.50 a case. I'm thinking of picking up Mega. Man, I'm scared. It's kind of cheap for the case. For the long term, I know it's gonna hold on well, and the new printing facility won't be. Yeah, it won't be in production until 2028. You know, I'm pretty sure that when I read that article, that like 400 square foot piece of the printing facility is already up. They're gonna have it up and running in this year, which is 400,000 square feet, I believe. I think that portion of the facility may be up and running, unless they're gonna wait until the construction of the rest of the facility is up and running and ready. It's probably gonna be 2028, honestly. And I was a construction worker as of 3 months ago, and I did it for 10 years. Construction does not always go as planned, my friends. It does not. It doesn't always go as planned. Plans change all the time. They alter things all the time, and sometimes things just fall behind, and they really do. Yeah, buying Destined at $14.50 a case is a great pickup. I don't think you should be scared at all. Mega, you know, just talking about this stuff, like look at all the rumors we're hearing about booster boxes. Listen, if you're gonna hold, long term, I don't think you could go wrong. What is a Mega Evolution? Which Mega Evolution you're talking about? Are you talking about just a regular uh Mega Evolution base? What is the case? What is the case at? What is the case at? I'm assuming you're talking about getting a case, is why you mentioned it that way. 13. I don't think that's bad. I mean, it is expensive, and it has been tanking. Look at that. What is it in the last month? Has it? No, not even in the last month. Most recently sold is below market price. Listed is basically market. You might find something cheaper on eBay, but I don't think it's a bad purchase. Long term, thinking about what it'll do in 5 years, I don't think it's gonna be bad. I'm not even so concerned about the printing facilities, to be honest. I know that there's gonna be a lot of product being printed, but in reality, rip and shipping is at an all-time high. Just ripping overall is at an all-time high. Pokemon is at an all-time high. We have celebrities in here. We have Logan Paul coming back. I spoke about this in my video that I released today. Guys, Johnny Manziel, the quarterback that he's no longer an NFL quarterback, I believe, but he was a quarterback for the Browns. I forgot where he went after that. But either way, my point is that celebrities, even he had it. There was an advertisement that keeps popping up on YouTube for me about digital booster packs or slabs, and he's there in that advertisement. So they're just trying to expand further and further. Just Pokemon is just reaching out in so many different ways, whether it's not Pokemon, whether it's not the Pokemon company itself reaching out. There's just so many different things happening, so many ways that things are branching out. I wish I bought a 151 Booster Wellness displays. Yeah, listen, I regret more than just that. That's not even all, guys. I was clearly around when booster boxes were at $90 a box. I've got, what do I got here? I have Paradox Rift. They're both together. Paradox Rift and Stellar Crown. I bought it for fun at $90, but at the time I wasn't really looking to invest at all in Pokemon, and I just bought them for fun. I was gonna rip them, and then at some point I decided, you know what, I'm gonna save them. So that's really where it started. See, where am I in chat? Oh my god, I'm falling behind. I'm falling behind. I do love the communication though. I like guys actually interacting. Thank you guys for being here, for sure, on a Sunday night. I hope you guys are all off tomorrow too, by the way. I hope you guys are all off. I've got Monday off, which is a blessing. I love it. I'm glad to be off tomorrow. Yeah, time will tell, Inkblot, depending on what Uncle Nintendo and Anon TCG say. But they're both, your uncle's involved, and so is Anon with a store. Pokebonks, what's good, bro? Welcome to the stream, brother. Bro, I regret not buying Evolving Skies for 1,200 and Fusion Strike for 450. Look, let's see what Evolving Skies was a year ago. My fiance was telling me to buy a case. She was telling me to buy booster boxes. Next page. I really regret. And I tell her the same thing. I even, not like she really cares, because she cares because I care, because I like Pokemon and I like to invest into Pokemon, so she cares for that reason. But she doesn't care that I didn't do it. Like, it's not bothering her. Look at what it was at the time, guys. $1,300. I even apologized. I was like, babe, I'm sorry. Because at the end of the day, it's for us, and she's just like, it's okay. It doesn't matter. It's all right. But look at it now. It's almost double in price. The case has like tripled. Did you guys see the case? This is also my market analysis. Those of you that have not watched my market analysis, make sure you watch it at some point. Watch my videos, drop a like, comment. It all helps. Hype the video if you're on your phone. But look at this, guys. Market price is $14,881. Most recently sold $16,800. Lowest listed $19,500. Look at all this. Look at this, guys. What is that? I'm never. This is so crazy. Look at that though. And then the sales on eBay, I think some of them sold for like $16,000 or $17,000. It's also in my video. When I got into the hobby, Evolving Skies cases were like 2,600, and I thought it was ridiculous. Well, yeah, look at it now. Pretty wild, honestly. Pretty wild. I just got a notification that says Prismatic SPCs and surprise boxes and booster bundles are setting up on Sam's Club. Be aware. I just got the notification pop up on Twitter X. Yeah, only time will tell, but Surgeon Sparks is going to the moon. They had 3 big reprints for Booster Box, and it's getting close to the 2-year mark. We don't have any information. Obviously, we don't. But I do not think that Surgeon Sparks is getting another reprint. I don't know. It got hit so hard. It popped up on vending machines across the country. I don't think. And they were there for a while, man. I do not think Surgeon Sparks is getting reprinted again. I think it's going to go back up to that $300 price point. I do. That's what I really think. When I got into the hobby, Future Strike Booster Box was $120, and I was like, hell no, I'll never pick. I think that's everybody's thing, right? Those are all the regrets that we have now that everything has taken off. By the way, look up sold Black Bolt White Flare bundle displays if you want to see what big money is doing. Not that I have looked at them. When I made my video on booster bundles, I did look at them. But once again, I just keep thinking about one day having to move them. I'm gonna have to liquidate them somehow, right? If we're investors, it means we're gonna have to sell one day. Whether it's just this website is messed up. Whether it's just us doing it ourselves, whether it's to a consignment service, you have to hope that somebody's gonna. You have to be like certain that somebody's gonna buy. Let's look at the Black Bolt. I think people are just looking for entry points anywhere, honestly. There is a play that I'm looking into. And if you are in my Discord, I spoke about it, and I've only spoken about it there. Let's look at this real quick. In the last month, I don't really see anything moving here, though, for that. And there aren't many listed. There's 3. There are only 3 listed for Black Bolt for booster bundle displays. And they've already sold off. Only 1 sold this year. Maybe you're talking about White Flare. Let's look at White Flare. Yeah, there is a play that I think it's a good one. I personally think it's a good one. I have not spoken about it on my videos, at least not in a long time. I spoke about it one time. And let's see. Booster ball on display. It's only $750, $775. 777 lowest listed. It's the only one. No display. Okay. Try to pull a fast one. Try to pull a fast one. You're not gonna get me. I read. I read. Jeez, Fusion Strike regrets. I got scammed multiple times trying to buy Fusion Strike cases, and that sucks. That's horrible. Honestly, if you want to make big chunk of money, stick to booster boxes only and PCTBs. If ETBs, they outperform any sealed investment. That is true. If you don't want to get in too much of those niche areas, yeah, stick to the booster boxes, honestly. But Prismatic will have high set value like Evolving Skies. But for me personally, the cards out of 151 are they are. They're amazing. We just have had so many of them. Like the pull rates on 151 are so much easier than what we have on Prismatic. But I believe Prismatic is going to do well. Like, look at how it's holding up. It's getting printed so much. It's getting printed so much, and the set value, it has decreased. It was $5,000 at some point. This website takes so long to load. It was at 5,000. It has dropped down to 4,000. But at some point, there's going to be less and less of this available. You know, what is going to happen after they go out of rotation? Too bad I never pulled this card right here or anything myself, honestly. Left my ass off. People on Facebook Marketplace. I'll do a trade on my favorite. Yeah, I don't do those in my favorite trades on Facebook. I just move along. You know, you think you're a vendor, and honestly, I don't even like it when vendors do it. I don't even like watching vendor POVs where they take trades at their value. It's like they're always just taking advantage of the next person. They don't want to call it that, but in reality it is, because they're trading something of a certain value to you and you don't want to take it at that value. It's like taking your $5 and saying, no, I only want to consider that $5 bill as a $3 bill, and you can only buy $3 worth of whatever, you know. That's just the way I see it. It's just me, but I'm also not a vendor, and so that's that. eBay. Not sure who Greeny is. I don't know who that is either. Greeny does consignments. I think his YouTube channel is the Green Shiz. Okay, mega cases. Yeah, exactly. I was talking about the mega case, so I was right. Yeah, I don't think they're gonna be bad. The set's pretty good in my opinion. Hills had DR case for 1320. Everyone was laughing, calling me a Timmy. You know, I mean, how many things would you have stopped doing in your life entirely if somebody told you not to? You know, I have a cousin. He doesn't even know I have a YouTube channel. But a long time ago, when I considered having a YouTube channel for gaming, he would just tell me something like, it's not worth it. YouTube doesn't the advertisements, you can't earn as much money from them as you used to. Does it really matter? I mean, I'm already having fun with it. At some point, you do start making money from it. That's just a big plus, in my opinion. Like, I genuinely enjoy recording, editing, and I just love everything about it. The Pokemon investing, Pokemon itself. But how many things would you have not done? It could have been a job. Somebody could have told you not to buy a house. Anything. You know, I'd rather live my life with my choices. Whether I make a mistake in it or not, it's my choice and it's my mistake. And I could at least say, you know, at least I won't be there sitting saying, I made that mistake because of that person, or I didn't take advantage of this opportunity because of that person, and I missed out in general because of someone else. No, I'd rather take responsibility for my own mistakes that I made myself. I'm good with that. You know, I really am. Just even Pokemon investing, this thing could crash tomorrow, and I know that I took the risk. You know, and that's just what it is. Every single individual that's deciding to invest into anything, it could be Bitcoin. You can't even physically touch Bitcoin, but we're valuing it, right? The market values that thing at like $90,000, but you can't even see it. That could come crashing down. You know, it all can. In reality, you know, it is a blue chip item, and we all believe in it, and we all think it's never going to happen or it can't happen, but it really can. Every single thing can come crashing. You know, of course, somebody called you a Timmy because they were too afraid to do it. They were trying to put that fear into you. If you did, I hope you got it. Logan Paul jumped to OP. He did, but he's still involved in Pokemon. Don't forget that Pikachu Illustrator he's trying to sell is going onto One Piece because that's where all the eyes are right now. There's a lot of people looking at One Piece, but everything's coming right back to Pokemon again. Pokemon is number one. One Piece is cool. The anime is great, but it hasn't been tested by time. It's only been around for 2 to 3 years. They don't even have one set out of rotation. You can look that up. Not one set out of rotation yet. Pokemon's been around for 30 years. Really uncomparable. But they are doing well. A lot of the things are really, really overpriced, way too fast, and I don't see how people who actually want to invest long term in that and actually like the TCG, why are they not concerned with the fact that things are priced too high? They're priced like vintage Pokemon. It doesn't make any sense for you to sell a Luffy PSA 10 for like, I think I saw a sale for like $15,000 or $20,000. That makes absolutely no sense. If you want something to crash, yeah, just do that. Just inflate it so much that it has to eventually correct so hard that it crashes. Like, I don't know. I'd be a little fearful of that, honestly. Have you seen what XY ETB is selling for? Sheesh. No, I haven't actually. I have not looked at XY ETBs. I did see that an XY Evolutions um, case has been overtaken by Evolving Skies. Which XY ETBs are you talking about exactly? I do love the Generations cards, though. By the way, I do love them. The Radiant Collection, do like them. Phantom Forces. Well, Phantom Forces. I think everybody likes Phantom Forces. I've been hearing about it so much. You know, like Phantom Forces is just a rare product as well. Just so old already. All right, I'm out of here. Give me a sub for that inside scoop tomorrow. Have a good night, y'all. I got you, Ink. I will definitely be looking into your channel, watching your videos, and I'll be giving you a sub, brother. Thanks for stopping by, man. I really appreciate it. I've worked every day this year. I mean, listen, you're making money. That's the only way you can invest into Pokemon, brother. It's the only way. I haven't had much overtime at all this year. But once it kicks off, it's gonna be so crazy for me. Like, I am really gonna have to figure out how I'm gonna have to do videos. I'm gonna be getting home at like 9:30 p.m. and I'm gonna have to just push myself to make videos, record, and then probably schedule them for the next day because I'm not gonna be there to actually publish them at that moment. It's a great thing though. It's a great problem to have, honestly. It really is a great problem to have. Working weekends to keep stacking Prismatic. So one day, exactly. So, surging, working its way. It is working its way back to 300. I was talking about that as well in my video. Uh, Once again, if you guys did not watch my market analysis, so I did change up the market analysis video a little bit. I actually mentioned that in the beginning of the video. I stopped going through every single set, but I still went through most of them because I'm going through every set that's having a decent amount of price action, just things that are moving. I'm looking at different products, but just things that are actually moving. Those that are stagnant, I left alone, right? Yeah, so this is what I was talking about with Surgeon Sparks. It was at 300. We're back at 262. Of course, it's going to take steps for it to get back up there, but we're seeing that this product it's moving. Surgeon Sparks is going to keep climbing. 260 to 65. You can just see the listings within the first page. The listings are already reaching $270 while the market is sitting at 262. So it's going to keep climbing, especially as long as people keep buying. I should be acquiring 2 Surgeon Sparks booster boxes this upcoming week. Is Temporal Forces the most forgettable set of Scarlet and Violet? At least Stratafable gets talked about for how bad it is. It's not that it's the most forgettable set. I don't think Temporal Forces, honestly, I don't think Temporal Forces is that bad. Look at this. Watch this. You know, we talk about different things like total set value, right? What's the total set value of Paradox Rift, right? Would this not be considered a forgettable set? 801? I'm pretty sure Temporal Forces is close. It might be a little bit under, but it's close. What's up with these Poké data and just Poké data so slow? And then TCG player, it like stays stuck on the second page when you're looking at the sets. And then you look at, for example, look, Obsidian Flames. This box was $300. It's like right at $300. Look at the total set value. 342. I know it's a much more scarce product. Not even that much more scarce because Temporal Forces booster boxes are actually scarce, right? And I'm not saying that it's the best product either. Then Scarlet and Violet. People have been talking about this as of late, right? It's been climbing. Set value of $569. And I've been talking about it as well. And then let's just go to Temporal Forces. What is it, like 700? 777, right below Paradox Rift. It's just a little bit lower. It has some pretty cool illustrations. This card is amazing. I love this card. This art is amazing as well. The Ghastly is amazing. This card, too bad it's a trainer card. This would have been a really, really expensive card. This full art Gengar, it's okay. It's just Gengar. But the Walking Wake is cool. The Sawsbuck, the Entei. Look at the art that this. Look at how deep this set is. Look at how deep this set is, guys. There's so many sets out there that aren't deep. Like Obsidian Flames has nothing to offer. Aside from that Charizard, the Ninetales, and maybe one more thing that I can't even think of. Look at the Metagross. Chinchino, people like the Iron Boulder, pretty cheap SIR, but it looks nice. The Arbok, the Lickitung. This set is deep, guys. Look at all these illustrations. Look at the grotto with the cool myrtles and the marrows in the background. There's a lot of illustrations in this set. The Excadrill, Shiftry, like, there's a lot in here. Are they the most popular Pokemon? Maybe not. But still a really, really deep set, in my opinion. I don't think it's a very forgettable set, in my opinion. It's a lot more scarce than people think. If you look at how many look how many booster boxes are listed. What is comparable to Temporal Forces? Let's see this. Paradox Rift is rotating out, right? Let's look at that, because that's probably the most similar set, in my opinion. How many do we have listed on TCG Player? How many booster boxes? We have 139 booster boxes listed on TCG Player. 216 sold in the last 3 months, just because it's one of the cheaper boxes, so it's easier to buy, right? And let's look at Temporal Forces. Look at how scarce this booster box is in comparison to others. 100 boxes. Only 150 sold. It was also $280. It wasn't $220 like Paradox Rift was for so long, making it easier to buy. 100 boxes listed on TCG Player. It's a much more scarce product than you think, honestly. Oh man. Vendors have to make money though. Selling on eBay and TCG, you get 82% after fees and all. No, I get it. I get it. I really do. But they also avoid those fees when they vend, right? Like, you consider them buying, paying for their table, maybe paying for those cases that hold all their product when they display them. But after they do that, like, it's done, right? They don't have to buy it again. So I think it's a lot. And then on top of that, they're a lot of their transactions are cash. They're not paying any taxes on that. They're not. Come on, that's for sure. I'm just saying. Yeah, do what makes you happy for sure. I was just offered ME1 or ME2 booster box in exchange for my Black Bolt and White Flare ETB and one booster bundle of each. Debating on it. Booster box is doing better long term than 99% of the time. Yeah, I think that I would. You're talking about. All right, so first off, those booster bundles, you're probably going to find them at MSRP again. So, Timo, I'm sorry I'm getting late to these comments. I'm sorry, guys, to the chat. So the booster bundles, you are most likely going to see Black Bolt and White Flare booster bundles once again at MSRP somewhere. The Black Bolt and White Flare, I'm assuming those are Pokemon Center ones. Those are still pretty cheap, in my opinion. And they're cheaper than what we're seeing that the MEO1 and the MEO2 booster boxes are worth. So I would take that trade. If it's me, I would take that trade. Last year, we had to evolve price memory from cheap boxes. It's hard to get over, but having conviction and spending money you don't need is key. Yeah, price memory is a big thing, but we have to adapt for sure. We have to adapt. If not, you just get left behind. Best play I've ever made is buying sealed master case of 151 booster bundles for 1,000. Wow, that's insane. I know that's incredibly valuable. That's crazy. What's that right now? What is that looking like? That's got to be crazy. 151. Where's the case? I know that it says it here somewhere. Right here. $2,649 for the case. Insane. Pokebenders said you did better than me. I bought 6. I bought 4 at 3,900. Crazy. I pre-ordered them from Blowout Cards too, 2 months before release. Crazy. Nice. I actually had 6, but sold 2 for 8,500. Taking profit is not a bad thing, man. That is not a bad thing. You still did well. Hills had a 151 booster bundle for $65, but if you bought 60, you got a case. That's cool. When are people going to realize Prismatic pack price to set prices literally 3 times lower than in the next set. What do you mean by that? Prismatic pack price is $9, which we just saw. 3 times lower than the next set. What do you mean by that? What next set? Let me know what you mean, Manny. I really like Temporal for the SIs and IRs, but unfortunately not the full arts and golds. But at least they tried something different. Yeah, I don't like the golds whatsoever. That was a huge fail. They should have left that behind in Sword and Shield, honestly. ETBs are actually regular ETBs. Yeah, man. I don't even know. You should get off this stream and contact this person that was going to trade you booster boxes for regular ETBs and some booster bundles, man. You should contact that person right now. That shouldn't even wait. The Pokemon Center is literally going to make less booster boxes because they know people collect sealed, and it takes away from consumers getting products, so they're going to focus on ancillary products to deter scalpers. I listen. I understand the reason why people think this is going to happen, but it's also not for certain. I know Danny Phantom has been talking about it. Other people have just been saying that it makes more sense for the Pokemon Center to print more booster bundles instead of booster boxes, but we don't know. Honestly, we don't know. I hope they do print more booster boxes, but if they print more booster bundles instead, it's just going to make those booster boxes even more, just that more valuable. You know? Reverend Rips, what's going on, brother? What is going on? Welcome to the stream. Reverend Rips is the one that I was talking to about these surprise boxes. They're going to be great. So, we're a little further on. Well, there are less people in here, so I honestly didn't want to talk about this, but I do want to share it. So the one thing that I was thinking about, personally, for me, for myself, whether it becomes an investment or just a displayable item for me, where is it? Is it even here? It's not even here. No wonder. I think this is why people don't talk about it, because when they look on here, they don't find it. The build-in battle displays. Specifically, oops. Specifically, Destined Rivals. Destined Rivals, build-in battles, basically look just like booster bundle displays. And we're talking about actually like displaying this, the displayability of this product. That's 40 packs, because each booster bundle has 4. 40 packs for $450. 500. I don't think that's a bad play. I think that this right here, what I'm showing you guys, personally, I think this is well ahead of the curve right here. Like, this is not getting talked about whatsoever. I'm gonna talk about it with you guys for a little bit here, and then I'm gonna get rid of it. This is something that I'm looking into. Maybe you guys want to look into it as well. If you go on eBay just to get a better idea of the image, right? Just so you guys can have a better idea of what they look like, right? Was this the one I was looking at before? If you look at this, look, I would get an acrylic and display this thing. It has all the images that you have on a booster box. Every single image the same, while it's still being from Destined Rivals. And not only that, look at this. Look at TCG Player. If you do look at, where was I? Look at how many are listed. 19. 19 listed. There's only 19. That's all we've got. 19, 170 sold in the last year. How many are really out there in circulation as full displays? How many are really out there in circulation right now? I think this is a really, really cool product to have, honestly. Underrated product. No one talks about it. And then you have those pre-made decks inside that each have those like stamped promos. The Destined Rivals stamped. And I think over time, I think people are going to be like, where are these things? You know, aside from people that actually went to pre-release events or some that just bought them when they were left over at the LGSs, right? So that's something I did want to share with you guys. It is a play of my own that I'm looking at. I don't hear there's no one out there talking about it at all, guys. No one. I did want to share with you guys. I was gonna keep it a secret until I made my move on it, but there's only 19 of you guys here, 20 of you guys here. Don't try to spread the information too quickly, though, guys. Don't try to spread it too quickly. Make your plays. I'm gonna make mine in maybe a month, because I'm gonna be picking up some Surgeon Sparks booster boxes this week. When I'm ready, I'll make my plays. The big thing people are missing is booster boxes are going to be one print and done. That can happen. I mean, you know what? I wouldn't be surprised if Pokemon is trying to expand, but at the same time, I feel like booster boxes sell so quickly. Like, thinking from a business perspective, like, they sell quickly, man. People are gonna just buy them up. I don't see why Pokemon would stop. I think they should be doing both. That's what I think. I don't know. We'll have to see what happens. Nobody really knows. It's very possible that booster boxes do become much more scarce, but then look at this printing facility. What's gonna happen? You know? Prismatic 36 pack per price set is like 9%. Destined Rivals is like 24% is what I meant. Okay, I got you. Yeah, I mean, Prismatic is going to be a beast. It's going to be a beast. Prismatic booster, just regular booster bundles, honestly. If you don't want to get ETBs, I think ETBs, Prismatic ETBs and booster bundles are the best buy of 2026. Honestly. That's what I think. Like, regardless of whatever comes out this year, whatever set comes out, whether it has a Rayquaza in it, I think the Prismatic booster bundles and ETBs are probably going to be the best play of 2026. Uh, Either the best play or second to 151 booster bundles. Honestly, thinking about long term, that's just what I think. Honestly, I want one more Destined Rival booster box. Building battles are a sleeper. Yeah, no one talks about it. If you guys can tell me one person, name me one person that has spoken to you guys about building battle displays. Just tell me one. The promo of Gengar from Lost Origin is big. Yep, it is. They want to get packs in hand of the customers. This is why there are so many sleeves. Yeah, that's what I was actually talking about that earlier before you actually jumped into the chat. Before you jumped on into the live, I was talking about that earlier. That's why I believe there's so many sleeve packs popping up. But this only tells you this is why you should be picking up booster boxes, like as many as possible if you can. If Pokemon had to choose, they'd make enough money. They're trying to capture and keep people interested, so getting packs in more people's hands makes the most sense. Yeah. Yeah, I can see that for sure. If Walmart did not have limits, I would have 2 more custom custom sleeve boosters. That's funny. Look at how many vending machines they have now. The Pokemon has to have product to fill them, and all the booster box reprints go to them. You know what sucks? They don't have vending machines everywhere. You know, I'm in New York, and I would expect that New York would have like some of their top products. Oh, not top products, some of the top places where they want to make these sales. And they're not here. They're just nowhere to be found. Which is sad. But you know, it's funny, one of the guys in my Discord, which is actually he's in a I'm not gonna shout out his name, I don't want anyone bothering him. Somebody's gonna help me acquire some Surgeon Sparks booster boxes for like 420 for 2 of them, for like 210 for each one. But he was from New York, and so we were having a conversation, and he was talking about how bad of an idea it would be to have a vending machine in New York. Why? Because people don't know how to behave. They don't know how to behave, and it really messes it up for people like myself and others. Because think about this: that recent video you guys seen where that LGS was robbed, that was in New York, in Manhattan, like in the city. Like, I mean, the 5 boroughs are considered the city, but we're talking about Manhattan, where all the lights are and all these things are happening, and it's crowded, and the you know And it was like 5 something p.m. and they still went ahead and held him up at gunpoint. Like, that's kind of crazy. You know, like, people don't know how to behave. They're gonna load up the vending machine, and people are like willing to even chain it up and just pull the whole thing. I'm not even lying. I'm not kidding. This is like a real possibility. It's just a reality here in New York sometimes, depending on where you are. It's sad, honestly, because I would love to be able to hit up a vending machine, you know, on my days off. But then at the same time, I know that I would have to deal with the scalpers. You know, if you guys feel like you're dealing with scalpers wherever you guys are from, keep in mind that a big portion of sneaker resellers are from New York, and those are the guys that moved into Pokemon, and these guys would have that vending machine locked down. I mean, when I go to Donald General, you know, Reverend Rips, I forgot where he's from, but whenever he goes out to like his Donald General or Family Dollar, he finds Prismatic all the time. ETBs, whatever it may be, whether it be tins, just different things, Phantasmal Flame sleeves, booster packs, Destined Routes, not here. These guys, they have their schedule down to the day, to the hour. They're there. I'm pretty sure they pay some of the employees. They buy it all out. I got no shot. It's so difficult to buy product here in New York. Honestly, you're just, if you don't want to deal with the headache, you're better off just going to the secondary market and just playing market price. Big sleepers are the tin displays for a 151 and Prismatic. You know, I was like, this is just my thing. I always question this. Prismatic booster bundle displays, like, are people really going to display them? I think that, of course, yeah, people will. But for the value, like 1,300. Now, 151. What are those worth right now? The tin displays, these right here. That's not horrible. Actually, that's not horrible. Actually, $280. That's gonna be 10 packs. That's 150 per pack, and I'm saying that because they're at $15 market. Loose packs are at $15 market. This is almost double that. They were at $300. Started getting bought when they started dropping. They're not a bad play. It's just not an amazing play. But they're definitely nowhere close to as expensive as some of the other things out there. For sure. It's not bad. I do like the tins. I like the designs on them. I like the Gengar. I like them on Champ 1. The Dragonite tin. Like, they look nice. They do. What's Prismatic looking like now that you mentioned that? Prismatic. Since we talk about Prismatic so often. Where are they? 176. What this is not bad. I mean, like, once again, I think this, I guess there hasn't been much, maybe too many sales the last month though. 495 listed, 79 sold. I think buying this right now, like, forget the 151. Not that it's not a good play. I think you're ahead of the curve right here. Uh is this 8 packs? No, this is 8 tins. 16 packs. Did the 151 had 10 tins? Correct me if I'm wrong, Reverend. 20 packs. 20 packs. That is a good play. You're right. Reverend Rips with the plays. I was not looking at these. I remember these at some point being overpriced. They were like over $200, so I ignored them. Yeah, you see, they were over 200, so I was like, you know what? I'm not even going to look at these things. Now, looking at this now, that's, wow. That is a good play. You're seeing it live, guys. We're finding it out together. There's so much going on. It's so hard to keep up with everything all the time. This is a good play. 16. That's not bad. 16 packs. The 15101 had 20. I can't believe that's there like that. That is a good play. That is. They only have vending machines at the poor people grocery stores. That's why it's always scalped. Please don't pass me. I don't know. Listen, I'm not the person that sides with discrimination. I don't know if that's your experience, where certain places that maybe have some poverty don't. I mean, they have vending machines, but overall, in general, from a business standpoint, once again, just thinking about it in the business sense, why would you not put vending machines in New York? If you ever thought any of that product was gonna move at all, it would not. It would not sit. It's like a infinite money glitch. If you can create any kind of a product, the moment you put it out, it gets sold. You're golden. You know. You're in East Texas. I went to a Walmart today, 2 days after the restock, and there were packs on the shelf. Not bad. I have 7 151 and 4 Prismatic. You know, honestly, I wish you would have told me this like before, like weeks before, because I already have the move towards those two Surging Sparks booster boxes lined up, and I would have bought 2 of these instead of the 2 booster boxes. But I already made the arrangement, so wow. You know, this is when I remember somebody coming into my comments and they were like, I'm new to Pokemon investing. Where should I start? The first thing I said was, slow down. And the reason why I'm saying that is because the moment you enter Pokemon investing and you watch a video, all you gotta do is watch one. You watch one video and you feel like you have to buy 10 different things. And you clearly are not going to have the money to buy it all. So it's a thing where it's like you look at so many things, so many different opportunities at all times. I showed you guys the build and battle display for Destined Rivals. Great pickup in my opinion. Well ahead of the curve with Destined Rivals. I think all Destined Rivals products are going to do well. Then you have the Prismatic Evolutions mini tin display, which is a great shout by Reverend Rips. On top of that, the 151 mini tin display, a great shout, another one. Then you have the Paldean Fates collection boxes that are also great shouts. It's like so crazy just to think about. There's so many things available at all times, and you just can't buy it all. So you just gotta pick and choose what you can buy at the time. Like opportunity is key. You're not always gonna have the opportunity to buy everything, right? Some people may judge me for buying Journey Together. I have a Journey Together booster box case. Why? Because the opportunity came and I got it for MSRP. How often do you get a booster box case or any booster boxes whatsoever for MSRP? Unless you get lucky with your LGS like I did. Typically, that's not the case. So, it just opportunity is key. Just take advantage when it comes if you can. We can't buy it all. I got a sealed case of those tins. That's insane, Manny. That's crazy. That's way cheaper than when I got them last year. I paid 185 last. That's not bad. That's still not bad. April 10th. Doug Nasty, what's up, man? Welcome to the stream. We're just hanging out, talking Pokemon / Pokemon investing. 2 Surgeon boxes for that is a pretty solid deal. Surging is such a great set. That's why I'm buying it, especially at 210. The relationships that you can build just from starting up a YouTube channel alone, like just being relevant in the community. It was surprising, honestly. It was offered to me, and I'm taking the offer. It was just I didn't even ask for it, and I'm glad that somebody is willing to do that for me. Pokegirl raid, Jesse raid. Oh, thank you for the raid. Welcome to the stream. Whoever came over from that raid, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Pokegirl, thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you guys. Welcome to the stream. My channel is primarily about Pokemon investing. I do talk Pokemon investing, but I love Pokemon as well. I grew up with Pokemon. So I'm a little stuck in between sometimes. I could call myself a collector. I could call myself a Pokemon investor. I keep things sealed and I rip. So Veggie, welcome to the stream. Kev, Pokeghost, welcome to the stream, bro. Default, welcome to the stream. Maddie, welcome, guys. I appreciate you guys stopping by. I hope you guys are having a great night. Just like myself, I hope you guys are off tomorrow, Martin Luther King Day. Really, really happy to be off tomorrow. Please don't read my closet. There's no valuable Pokemon in there, I swear. Yeah, okay. You already sound like you're stacked. I don't know what to tell you. I'm a very modest investor. I talk about all the time. I'm a blue collar worker. I'm a plumber. And so I do what I can when I can. I say that's one of the main things I say all the time. Do what you can when you can, because that's how I do it. I can't act like I'm buying it all. I don't. I'm not one of those guys that's gonna, just blow smoke and tell you that I have everything when I don't. I do have some stuff, but I have nothing close to what others do, and that's okay. We do what we can. This is also supposed to be a hobby. You're supposed to have fun with it, and I'm enjoying it the best way I know. Got 2 Surgeon Sparks booster boxes for 195 per. That's a great deal. Wow. Jay's Mix, welcome, welcome, brother. Black Bull White Flare is seriously underappreciated for investing. I made a video about that. I don't know if you saw the video. Yes, looking forward to any day off. Oh my gosh. I got a new job. Not that it's anybody really cares. I got a new job like 3 months ago. I was saying before, I was a construction worker. I now work for the city, and now I have paid days off, like holidays, sick days, and I didn't have any of that before. Now I feel like so blessed. Like for real. I really do. I was talking about Black Bull and White Flare. I did talk about total set values, right? Destined Rivals. Look at this. This is the best main set, right? We already declared that. It's only at 1,000, let's say $600. Great card. So I love this card. This is my favorite one out of all of them. I do like the Mewtwo as well. But then looking at Black Bolt, $1,000 over. Clears easily. Blue collar is going to be king when AI takes over. I appreciate you, sir. Thank you. Thank you. It's hard work, but it provides a decent living. So I'm not going to complain. Things could really be worse. You know, I'm just happy right now. Just trying to move forward and just get a little better every day. And Jay, I'm up to 18 Prismatic ETBs. Got 10 from Dollar General. Oh my God, I hate you. This guy shows me every day what he's got. And he just reminds me of how little I have. I'm kidding. Ribbon Rips, he's a beast. This guy always finds the deals. But yeah, this set is so stacked. I mean, White Flare is also pretty stacked. The only difference that White Flare doesn't have when it comes to total set value is a Shinji Kanda card, right? Like the Seismitoad. And in reality, who cares about Seismitoad? If it wasn't for the Shinji thing, this card would not be valuable. So looking at White Flare, it's pretty close. I think that was 2,590, right? And White Flare is what, 2,400, I think last I saw. Let's see. It's close. Yeah, 2,400. There you go. Add a Seismitoad in here. Total set value is basically the same, $20 off. Both sets got really cool illustrations. Like, I love these 2 cards right here. I think they're amazing. I really would love to pull this card. But obviously that didn't work out. But yeah, sets are stacked. From an investing standpoint, the conversation for total set value it's contradicted every single time when you bring up Black Bull and White Flare. Of course, the only total set value that's higher than Black Bull or White Flare in all of Scarlet and Violet is Prismatic. It's the only one. Not 151 don't beat it. Destined Rival doesn't beat it. Paldea Evolve doesn't beat it. Doesn't actually Paldea Evolves. It's not even that high, to be honest. I think it's like 1,200. But yeah, they blow all the other total set values out of the water, right? Even if we look at, we already saw 151 earlier. How they evolved? What's that? Like 1,200, I think. 1,267. Yeah, still great set, deep set. But doesn't even come close. Black Bull and White Flare clear total set value like by a lot, like easily. I don't have those days off, but those days are oh, they're double time. I'll take that. Yeah, now so for me on holidays, it used to be double time if I worked on the holiday, but then I wouldn't get paid for the holiday. Now I get paid for the holiday if I'm off, and if I work the holiday, it's triple pay, which is insane to even think about. Like, I never thought I would, just have this opportunity. I'm just grateful, to be honest. Man, those sets have have so many illustration rares over $20. Yeah. What what sets the Snivy in? I pulled the Snivy. I love that card. It looks great. It actually looks amazing. It was pretty well centered. It's not in the, here it is. Love this card. Like in hand, this card looks beautiful. Like the colors pop so well. Beautiful, beautiful card. Pokemon's amazing. You must know someone who works there. I know the schedules. I retired at 55. Yeah, Reverend has some maybe more time than most of us, but he's just honestly doing the footwork. I'm working every holiday for triple pay. You see, but the opportunity isn't always up to us. You know, like a lot of the times they don't want us to work on the holidays because of the triple pay. You know what I mean? So it's fine though. You know, at some point, like I said before, I'm going to be moving on to a different division, and I'm going to have so much overtime that I'm going to be getting tired of it, from what I'm told. So that's going to be great as well. I also love ripping packs as well. I have hit some big cards. Gem rates are very low as well. Yeah, I have been told about the gem rates in Black Bull and White Flare aren't great. I did pull this Snivy and it looked perfectly centered, but when I turned it around, the corners were damaged. I don't know what's up with that, but that's that for Black Bull and White Flare. Can't do nothing about it. I haven't had much luck pulling cards in good condition, honestly, which is a pain. Black Bull and White Flare are just like Mega Symphonia and Mega Brave. Mega Brave has way better. Oh, you mean like the Japanese? I guess you could. I see what you're saying, but you know, in reality, that ended up being one set in the English version. So the fact that it was one set, just it's similar to that, but the fact that every single Pokemon or card has an illustration of that card is unlike any other set. Yeah, more IRs than the other set. What up, Pokepinner? You helped me score those 151 at $500. See, that's all it takes. Just a little rumor, a little help. I get paid on production. LOL. More I get done, the more I make. Yeah, there you go. That's usually how it is. It's usually how it is. Honestly, it usually is. So yeah, the fact that each card, like that's what's, you know, that's why I made that video, because we have ETBs valued. This thing cannot break $85. If it was a person and its life depended on it, it could not break 90, let's say. You know, originally when it first was coming out, yeah, it was pre-ordering at insane amounts like every other product that we see does. But after that, it was basically at $85 the whole way through. Mid 80s the whole way through, which is insane to think about. This product is having such a hard time breaking back over $90. Look in the last month, this Pokemon market has started taking off again, and it's only gone up 0.7%. 0.7% for the ETB. Like, and keep in mind, this is the top tier product for Black Bull and White Flare. Right? Then you look at the Pokemon Center ETBs. They're not doing nothing great either. You know, in the last month, yeah, they're up 10%, but still $175 in comparison to all the other PC ETBs. And then the promo in there, like the Thunderous and the Tornadus for both Black Bull and White Flare, they're not great. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why they're not climbing. The market doesn't like it. People just don't buy at those higher prices. You know, no matter what's in the set. I don't know why that's happening with this set. I'm still surprised till this day. I mean, they're still rather new. They're only a few months old. But those PCTBs are not moving. I do think Journey Together PCTBs are really underrated. Honestly, I really do think. This is probably one of the, aside from Stellar Crown, that just got reprinted not too long ago and came on the Pokemon Center. $138 for a Pokemon Center ETB. And the promo in there actually does pretty well. Right? What is the how does it come up on on here. Zorua. Here it is, but it's not the Pokemon Center one. It's this one, but the Pokemon Center one is what we're looking for. Let's see if I can find it like this. Here it is. PSA 10 value is $355. Of course, it was crazy before pre-release, right? But $355 at a PSA 10. The ETB is $138 with a possible PSA 10 value of $355. You have other sets. Almost every other set has a PC ETB that's worth more. And then a lot of those promos are worth less, believe it or not. These two for sure are worth less, the Tornadus and Thundurus. I mean, one of them looks skewed at $655, but I think that's going to change dramatically as more people, if more people even grade them for PSA 10s, because who really wants a Tornadus or a Thundurus? Those cards, they look horrible, honestly. The Pokemon just don't look great. The Eevee, I think, see, Eevee. Eevee, Pokemon Center Eevee. What's this at PSA 10? $395. $40 more than the Zorua. Not trying to say that Journey Together is Prismatic. It's not. But just to keep in mind, like the things that you could look into that I look at. The Magneton is only $200 at a PSA 10, but the ETB, the PC ETB, is $200 as well. This Stellar Crown, the PC ETB, before it dropped once again on the Pokemon Center, it was at $190, guys. It was $190 until Pokemon dropped them and they dropped to $100 to $110, right? How is that more valuable than the Journey Together one? Noctowl, because that's the promo. Look, $192. $192, and this PSA 10 value hasn't really changed, right? During the time that those ETBs were $190, this PSA 10 was $140, $150. So just like looking at things like that make me wonder like where certain things are undervalued or overvalued. And it also really, when you really think about it, you realize how much of an echo chamber there is like around Pokemon, whether it be on YouTube, on Instagram, it doesn't matter where it is. All the negative talk that Journey Together has received. There are some nice cards in there. I think it's going to do well long term, but all that negative talk has kept that PC ETB at $140. And I think that that's just a great buy with the Zorua being there. It's a great promo as well. That Zorua looks great. And I think it's a good, probably one of the better buys, in my opinion, right now for this. Destined Rivals is also at a good position right now. $300. It is expensive, but the Wobbuffet, it goes for like $600 and something at a PSA 10. So that is not a bad play whatsoever. The price difference between the promos are just... I killed it in December with a Dollar General, 24% off sale with Prismatic poster and this. Yeah, I actually tried that. I did look for stuff at Dollar General. All gone. As a matter of fact, some of the Dollar Generals that I went to have said that they haven't received Pokemon product in months. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's so rough over here, like in New York. I did mention that I got the notification, guys. You know, you guys are talking about the Sam's Club drop. I got a notification like 20 minutes ago about the Prismatic SPC is loading up on Sam's Club. So be ready for that. 46 poster collections at $12 and almost 300. No way. That's insane. You see what... Oh, man. I've never seen anything like that around me. Like, at all. I've never gone to a Dollar General and gotten that lucky. Like, nowhere close. Like, nothing. That's so crazy. Yeah, the Sam's Club drop for 151 was ridiculous. It was just so bad. Like, I want to make people aware that there is going to be a Prismatic drop on Sam's Club, but I'm really waiting for the one on Costco because I don't feel confident in that Sam's Club drop. Like, that was so bad the last time. Like, so bad. I was there on the freaking second when the clock hit the time and nothing happened. All that site did was start crashing. That's all that happened. I just want 2 more Prismatic SBCs at $70 per. That one you see in my video, that's right there. That's the only one I got. Because I'm not paying $300 for something that just came out. Especially when I got it for 100. And especially since I know that there's going to be more reprints of it. They always reprint all these UPCs, SPCs. At some point, they get some kind of a reprint. And look, here we are. A year later. A whole year later. Maybe like 11 months later. Since I paid for that one. Like, why spend equal money on Black Bull and White Flare when you could put it into Prismatic? People don't go to Black Bull White Flare until they feel it's a good, cheaper option when Prismatic prices are high. Yeah, like I said before, not that it's a bad thing to be buying Prismatic, but the echo chamber, the all the talk that goes towards one specific set, everybody just starts flooding to that set. Everybody runs to it. They ignore a lot of the other sets, and so they'll buy those more. They're not going to buy them just because they like the set. They're going to buy them because other people are telling them to buy it, because other people are saying that they should, or that those are the better buys. When in reality, even though we know, like, we have a lot of confidence in Prismatic, we don't know what's going to happen. It could be 5 years from now, and the next crowd that's buying can hate evolutions. You don't know. You know, Pokemon gain popularity overnight sometimes, and sometimes people get tired of them. Like, look at Charizard. I've heard so many negative things in 2025 said about Charizard. People are so tired of seeing Charizard, even though he's one of the most iconic Pokemon. He's so cool. One of the coolest Pokemon ever created. And people still talk negatively about it. So I live out in the country, tons of Dollar General and Family Dollar. Yeah. There are some by me. You got to drive, though. You got to drive. The closest one to me is 20 minutes away. And that's also included because in New York, you got to deal with more traffic, most likely, than you do. PSA is messing up my strategy. Been using slabs to get into more sealed. The turnaround time is pathetic. That's one of the things I was in Chuck's stream earlier today. I didn't have the opportunity to actually hop on the live because he was asking for, whoever is a content creator can hop on. And I did have so many different things to say, when people, they just ask certain questions. There was somebody who asked about, how do you invest while being on a budget? I would say, and I think Revan Rips would agree, because he does a lot of grading. Like I said, he sends me all kinds of stuff on Instagram when it comes to what he's doing, what he's buying. A lot of grading. He grades a lot. But if you're on a budget, I think the best way to go is grading. I mean, it will require some legwork. It will require you going maybe to an LGS, looking for cards that are well centered, or on eBay, looking for cards, looking through all their images, zooming in, because I zoom in as well, looking through all the images, grading, and then flipping that money and then getting into sealed. I think that if you're on a budget, the best way is grading. Like, if your budget is really that tight, you have to be willing to put in the footwork. Like, you have to. You have to. It's if you're on a budget, at least, and it will work. It will. You just gotta, put in the work and make sure that you do your homework when it comes to grading. Some people, for some reason, forget about surface. They go ahead, they see a card, they see centering looks good, but they forget about the surface completely. So it can be really rewarding. Didn't get any at Dollar General. I even give out business cards. Told girls there I would give them $20 each for everyone they held for me. Wow. I went to Safeway in Cali, and in line I saw a bad guy literally tap the Pokemon machine between customers and signaling to the other workers if there's anything in it. Wow. Listen, it's funny. I had a recent discussion about this at work. It's greed, man. It's greed. And money is the root to all evil. Honestly, it really is. It will make people do crazy things. It'll make people not care about the next person behind them. Can't really do much about that, man. Sam's put me at 250K in the queue. Man, I'm telling you, I was there. I was there early. I was there the moment it popped up. And yeah. My Sam's, I most will have 10 people in line. Like, you mean like in person? I don't even have a Sam's Club by me in New York. I think the closest Sam's Club to me, maybe like an hour away. Maybe a little further away, actually. I live out in country. When I work in town, I drive by $6 Generals. Wow. I would stop at every one on the way to and home from work. Well, that's what I'm saying. Not everybody has that opportunity. Pretty lucky. Last two drops I was in and out, 10 minutes. That's pretty sick. You know, like even like I'm pretty sure I saw a video of people like trying to get into Best Buy and they were like fighting to get into Best Buy, and that was here in New York. I'm pretty confident that was in New York. People just going crazy. I reported that Safeway and the machine. Like, bro, you're on the clock. Yeah, exactly. I mean, but this is people get paid off, and that's what it is. It's the greed. You can't do much about that, to be honest. But let's see. I feel like I had something else that I did want to talk about. I spoke about temporal forces. Uh, pretty scarce. You know, scarcity is going to be a thing for this. Twilight Masquerade. I think people are downplaying this. This is already at $300. It's going to rotate out in a year and 3 months. I wonder what that's going to be in that time. Paldean Fates, that collection box. What is it at right now, actually? Did it come up there when I looked at it the last time? I think it did. I want to see what the price per pack is now. Because it was at like $110. It's at 136, right? Why did I delete the calculator? I should have left it out. 136, and I think it's 11 packs. Not counting the promos. $12 per pack. And what is the single pack price right now for Paldean Fates? I think it's more than that. I think it might be more. 13. It's still under. What was that? 12. Yeah, it's still under the single pack price. And it's also within the sealed item. So there is no sealed premium on that, and there usually is. That's a good purchase. Still a good buy. The best Paldean Fates buy right now, as a matter of fact. MSRP is king. I left the shelves full of One Piece. I don't clean shelves, but there will be one product I will clean shelves, however. Ascended Rivals is going to be bad. I want to rip. Yeah. Ascended Rivals, I'm going to want to keep sealed and also want to rip. It sucks that I want to see the set. I want to see the set, and I don't see anywhere where it's listed at the moment. So I just want to see all the English cards that are added so we can see it as one full set. Let's see. Right? Oh. Is it even going to be available anywhere? Not Pokemon. Is there another site that's going to have them? Maybe this site has them. Let's see. Okay, we have them in English here. Let's see. Let's see if every single card is added here. But why are they not in order? See, this is what I mean. Like, some of these websites, like, they lack so much. The Gengar, this card is going to be so expensive. Oh, my God. That card is going to be so expensive. This card is pretty cool, too. But Halucha is not that popular, but it's also not that, like, unpopular. This card is going to be really, really valuable. For sure. What else? We have these megas here. I know I saw the English mega for alligator. Look, and then they don't even have any of the other English ones. I already saw the English mega for alligator. I saw an image of it already. Oh yeah, this site is not good for it either. Like, not gonna find it. I don't know where to find it. If they have it available anywhere. Poke Beach has the Japanese one somewhere. I don't know where it is. Twilight Masquerade climbing because of the upcoming Greninja hype for sure. Well, look at this. You know, I understand why you would think that that's it, but once again, it's a really scarce product as well. We haven't had a reprint for it. If they had one, that's one that maybe I didn't know of, but this, you know, we got a Search of Sparks one before we got a Twilight Masquerade one, and it's a little older than Surging. Look what it's done in the last year. Look at what it's done. And this was the correction that every product went through. Throughout the whole year, before we even heard about the Greninja set, it was already climbing. It was steadily climbing all the way up to 300. 330. The correction hit, and now it's just coming back up with the rest of the market. The Greninja SIR is pretty good. The EV in there is pretty good. But for sure, that single, the Greninja single SIR, should climb. They should climb just from the hype from that Greninja. That Greninja looks pretty cool too, that new one. That one that leaked. One of the best grading plays, if you can find clean copies, is IRs of Scarlet Valley Base. Yeah, one of the ones I really talk about. There's just the low gem rates. I actually mentioned it earlier. Yeah, I want to find. I hate that. I feel like you can't find anything that you want to find. I'm never gonna be here. Like, try it again. What did I look up before? Card list. Sometimes when you search it up a little differently, it comes up. That was the one that I was looking at, wasn't it? Hobby bin? Yeah, that was the one. No, we're gonna go somewhere else. Maybe I can find it somewhere else. Does Pokédata have some of the heroes on it already? Probably won't, right? Because it won't have the values. No, it's not here. Not here either. Does anybody know a site where the English cards are there already as well? No. You have this EX here for the Mega Alligator, but you don't have the SIR, which I saw earlier today, as a matter of fact. But we do have some of these cards that were not on that other site in English. We have the Trevenant, which this card actually looks pretty cool, in my opinion. It's like perfect for Halloween. I mean, Trevenant is always good for Halloween. Oh, here it is. Look at that. Come on. Come on. Come on. I mean, Gengar is amazing, and it's one of the most popular Pokemon ever, right? But I expect this card to give it some competition. Like, this set is gonna be so, guys, this is gonna be so crazy. You guys cannot deny that this card looks so good. Of course, partnered with this. Partnered with this as well. And then we don't even have the Mega Dragonite in English yet. Like, so crazy. Like, Frostlass is okay. Does it go over to the next card, or is it? Yeah, there you go. And then we have the Mega Scrafty, which some people actually like. It looks cool, too. But this set is going to be so crazy. I've been buying Miraidon, Koraidon, SIR from SV Base. Pretty easy to get for $15 to $18 at card shows. Yeah, those actually don't have bad gem rates. The SIRs from SV Base don't have really bad gem rates, which is surprising. But the IRs, I don't know. I don't know what they did. Still think the Greninja promo from Shroud of Fable collection is better than the SIR from Twilight. Really? You think so? What's do you know the number for that Greninja? Because I don't remember the number. Here it is. You think that card is better than this card? Nah, I don't see it. Not for me. Not for me. You know what's one of the funniest things that a lot of people don't notice? Is that a lot of the cards, I mean, this is just me being a nerd, I guess. Because I watched the shows. I even watched the new show that came out on Netflix, Horizons. And whenever they're terrestrialized, which this is a terrestrialized Greninja, you know, the crown that people don't like, that's the crown right there. Sometimes, randomly, depending on the Pokemon, it changes their type. And that's where you have a fighting type Greninja here. And this is a water type Greninja, which some people don't even notice. It's just a stupid, I guess, stupid thing. Doesn't really matter to the collector because we just love the image, right? We're not actually playing the card game. But yeah, man, I can't believe that you think this one's better. For me, I just love the way the color pops. I love the way that they drew this out. I think it's pretty cool. But I also do think that this is a great Greninja. 20 per pack for Ascended Heroes fast. The wave release is going to make products expensive. So as of right now, looking on TCG Player, the price per pack is not at $20. I know a lot of people are saying it. Rev. I know Alex from Nostalgianomics is saying, I know he said, sorry, wrong one. I know he said $20 per pack. And I know some other people have as well, but it's not. It's not. Booster bundle, even now, even pre-sale right now, we usually see prices be astronomical. This is the booster bundle, and they would have 6 At $20, it'd be 120. It's actually a 77. So 77, what is that price per pack on that one? $12, almost $13. Um, does that have the for alligator? Oh, and big as well. And then if you look at the 3-pack blister, is at $36 pre-sale. Once again, should be astronomical. $36, $12 per pack. Same here, $12 per pack. The only one that's absurd is this one. I don't know why. We don't even know what the Larry promo looks like, and we don't even know if it's Larry. We just know the coin is Larry. But it's at $44. This is the only one that looks absurd. The only one that looks absurd. And the mini tins, too. I don't even know why. Like, why? There's just 2 packs in there, maybe a little card. Kind of insane, I think. But the 3-pack blisters are each at $12 per pack. Yeah, those 2 promos are the best cards in Shrouded. I really do like the Horsey. You know, I think that people overlook that as well. The Horsey is really nice in my opinion, and I like the Houndoom in Shrouded. You know, I know Shrouded is... I know people don't like Shrouded, which is fine. Sorry. It's fine. They don't like it. The Persian is not bad. Pheasantipity is not bad. I do like this card, though. I like this card. I think it's really cool. I like Houndoom, the Pokemon himself. I think he's really cool. And then the Horsey that people forget about is here as well. Pretty nice card, I would say. Mega Scrafty looks like he scalps. They should have put him at a Pokemon vending machine. That would have been sick, right? Ripped a bunch of SV base booster box with my daughter when they were $85. She loves the set. It is an amazing set. It's pretty fun. The Dusknoir IR set. Yeah, it is too. That's what I'm saying. You know, I know the set's not stacked, but there are some nice things within it. You know, you have the Dusclops right here. You have the Dusknoir right here. And the Lonely... Where is he? Is he not up here? Oh, here you go. The Duskull right here. Which is $40, by the way, for the Duskull. But yeah, I think there are some decent cards that people look past too easily. I know that the value isn't there, you know, for the top chases. But there are some nice cards. The Persian is nice. Duskull, the Houndoom, like I said before, that I like. I think the Horsey's nice. Dusclops, Dusknoir's all right. Even the Cresselia is decent. Some people like the Beware. You know, I think, you know, once again, YouTube echo chamber is just everything gets talked down. Everybody considers everything the worst thing in the world. Like the Mega Charizard. How much did we not hear about the Mega Charizard being one of the worst things ever? Because it was easy to pull. I'm consistently hearing people say that they're having a hard time trying to pull this card. They're really trying to pull this card really badly, and they're having a hard time. People are finding that the pull rates are not as easy as they really think when it comes to trying to get this card right here. And it's the best Charizard ever made. That's just my opinion. And then the booster boxes, right, that we have, that everybody thought was going to go below $200, is climbing right back up. 8% in the last month, $244. It was at $220, but it's going back up. I mean, just the reality of it. I mean, that Charizard is going to do well. The Greninja is so on sale right now. I bought another one. Which one? The promo? This one? What I have been looking into is the other one, the Celebrations one, the Gold Star. That one is on a pretty big discount as well. Bro, those booster boxes don't come out until it's hella later. Of course, prices will be down by then. $20 on release for sure, though. Booster boxes for what? Ascended, we were talking about Ascended Heroes. That's a specialty set, so no booster boxes there. If that's what you were talking about. The fact that the price of a promo card is $78 in a $25 collection box is crazy. Anyone who bought those is up big compared to the SR. Yeah, for sure. They are a big. Hell yeah. For sure. That's without a doubt. Were you able to get them, though? I was not able to get them myself. When no one can find it on a shelf, it will spike fast. Remember, webs don't drop. Oh, ETBs don't drop until February. That is very true as well. Love Shrouded IRs. Yeah, I think they're underrated, honestly. Shrouded missed the mark not having a ghastly line. Yeah, they did. 100%. Hunter, the Houndoom. What? The Hunter room? I don't know where. Oh, the Houndoom for Mega. You have 3 PSA. It's not easy to pull, yeah. The SIR Greninja, I bought another. I have 2 sealed cases of EX promo boxes. I got before Strider came out, so wow. Pretty crazy. So yeah, the one I am looking at, or the one that I am looking to pick up a few of, is just the promo, the other promo, the Celebrations one. I do have one of those Greninja boxes, the GameStop ones, which nobody thought was going to gain value, and it has. It's funny. These right here are at a pretty big discount. And even though a lot of this over here was manipulation, the PSA 10 value for the card has not dropped. It has not dropped. What's the number on this thing? 144? Let's look on eBay. Watch. eBay. Or price chart. Sorry. Right here. Look at the PSA 10. Still over 1,000. It says 2 sales per day, guys. That's the buy volume. 2 sales per day. It has continued to climb. Of course, it's the only gold star version of this card. And this picture does it no justice. Because in person, it looks way better. But there is no other version of this gold star, right? So, a gold star Greninja Celebrations. It's clearly much more easy to acquire than all those other gold stars in the past. But it's still a gold star. And this is the best you're going to get of the Greninja. And I think that with the Greninja set coming out, this is a good card to have, especially if you can grade it. I know they're hard to grade. It has a low gem rate, but it's worth looking into, in my opinion. Oh, the Haunter promo. The Haunter, you kept trying to spell it. I do like the Haunter promo. You know, Gengar is one of my favorite Pokemon. Gengar, Dragonite, with a few others, are actually my all-time favorite Pokemon. Check the gem rate on which Greninja? The one that I was just looking at? I would have to do the math on PSA, which I forgot. I always have to like remember how to look up cards on PSA. This is another website that takes a long time to load. There's just so much data on the site, which is pretty crazy. What year was that from? I think you have to pick the year. It sucks you can't even just search it. Let's see if it comes up like this. Greninja. Okay. Yeah. This is like I feel like I have to remember how to look things up on PSA again, because I know that it's not as simple as just clicking onto the search bar and looking for the card. It's not like it doesn't work that way. I forgot how it was. Why is this thing verifying? Come on. What are you in a queue? What's going on here? What is going on? The Haunter promo and the Meliota are going to blow up just like Greninja and Kindra promos from Shoutout, in my opinion. The Meloetta, I mean, I don't know about the Meloetta, but actually, does it? What am I? Watch this. Why did I do it that way? Even on eBay, I'm pretty sure that when you find the PSA 10, it showed you the population. Does it not? PSA 10, PSA pop is 38,000. Population of PSA 10s is 2,700. So it has a pretty low gem rate. That's pretty wild. That is pretty, yeah. I'm looking at it right now. And you missed a zero. You missed a zero. Yeah, 6.98 gem rate. Yeah. You know what was funny? That I bought a few copies of this card before it started going crazy, before it had that big PSA 10 thing. And I have some pretty decent copies. Not gonna lie, I have like 3 of them, and I feel like all 3 can get a 10. Not even kidding. I would love to show you guys, but I have it like in a box with other cards that I feel can be PSA 10s, just other valuable cards, and there's no way I'm gonna look for that right now. Mega Charizard X is too easy to pull, such a high 10 rate. I don't know, man. You know, the population reports clearly matter, you know, but the Pikachu Van Gogh has shown us that at certain times they don't. That's a whole nother thing too, right? If that Charizard really, if it really mattered that bad, I mean, we're gonna have to see what happens. To see what the value of this will be. If I even that, like, what is it, 125? Just to search it up a little faster. Once again, at a PSA 10, let's see what the pop is here, because this is way faster than me trying to find it and do the math. It's at 1,990 right there. What's the pop? Is it? It's not even here. Doesn't even show it, unless it's one of the other ones that have the vault thing on it. Does this one have the information on it? Here it goes. Total pop 4,800. PSA 10 pop 3,400. Wow, that's pretty crazy. What is it, like a 70? No, it's not. Still under, a little under 50%, but it's still pretty big. But look at the value. Let's see what they're getting sold at. Let's see sold. US sold. I could have looked it up on price charting, but just to see what's happening as of today. Beckett 10. It's not even a black label Beckett, but it's a pristine at $3,000 on bids. Pretty crazy. PSA 10, 1,869 on bids. 1875, 2000. This is all today. All today. 2150, 1950, 2000, 1900. Is there a black label though in English? I know there was a black label, a Japanese black label. I wonder if there's one in English. I want to know what that went for, if it did. 1918, 19, 2000, tag 10. See what I'm saying? Like, this looks so nice. I love the way that the tags look. I mean, I hate that they break so easily, but I do love that crystal clear look to it. Yeah, I don't know. I know that, you know, it's always been a thing to talk about population reports and stuff like that, and I know that they give certain cards more value. Like the ones we're talking about with Scarlet and Violet base, those cards that have a 9% gem rate, 11%, 12%, even though they're $9 cards, they do give you like a $300 return. So, you know, like I said, that Van Gogh Pikachu being that valuable with the population report that high, that's a lot. I mean, for the time being, the hobby has changed a little bit. Will this hold for a long term where people will say, I don't care if it has a high population? We're gonna have to see what happens. You know, it's very possible that that does change. But talking about that Haunter promo, I do love that Haunter promo. I called out that Haunter promo being a good play a long time ago in my videos. What's it doing right now? What does anybody know the? Just look it up like this. Haunter promo. Here we go. What is that? 27. I like looking it up with the number because it's a little more accurate. 10s, 14. I wanted it in a CGC pristine 10. Yeah. You know, I was in Henry's Poker Corner, his live stream the other day. He was having a discussion with somebody else, and everybody, not everybody, but him and the guy that was with him and a few others were just like shooting down CGC when the CGC pristine 10 is way more valuable than a PSA 10, way more valuable than a tag 10. So, you know, once again, the echo chamber. All that really matters is supply over demand. It's supply and demand, yeah, for sure. Moonbeer on pop is almost 20K. Yep. Pro, I just stumbled onto this stream, and you got me wanting to go go Greninja Gold Star hunting. Yeah, I mean it's a great card. I ended up buying the card just because I felt like it looked so cool. And then that thing came around where it was getting pumped, and now the PSA 10 is just sticking around 1,000. And then when people realized that the gem rate was so low, I already knew I had a bad gem rate. I didn't know it was at 6.9 though, like these guys just pointed out. Yeah, and made it that much more valuable. I picked up 10 of that card when they were $4 right before the 25th Umbreon Gold Star boomed. Missed out on that one for $12 each. Pretty sick. It's like 23 raw. What's 23 raw? The Haunter you're talking about? Is that what you're talking about? Attack 10 selling for 275. 340, 350 here. Let's see what's getting sold. What is getting sold? That's just a regular CGC cards. PSA 10, $410 on the 10th. Not bad, man. This card looks pretty cool. It's a different style. It doesn't look as cool as it could have been, but not horrible either. $300 on the 8th. 380 December 30th. 237. 306. Not bad there either. I mean, 165. Really, that's like a lucky buy, in my opinion. 300. Yeah, I mean, it's moving. Haunter promo looks pretty cool, in my opinion. One of the things that I was talking about before as well is that we barely get any Haunter illustrations. Like, rarely. Like, we just got a Mega Gengar. Did they even consider having a Haunter IR? Like, not at all, clearly. Greninja Gold Star promo, CGC Pristine 10 is a 1% gem rate. That's what I'm talking about. I think people overlook the fact that CGC Pristine 10s are so valuable and they're so hard to get. Once again, the echo chamber. Everybody just listens to everybody else. They don't think for themselves. They don't like the information that I provide to you guys. If it's ever something that you guys don't realize, like when I brought up the build and battle display, once again, no one talks about it. I gotta go out of my way to look this information up to talk about it, you know? Just like Scarlet Violet Base, when nobody wants to talk about gem rates, and I made a video about gem rates, and everybody wants to give the Magikarp such a high value because of its gem rate. You know, you didn't look at Scarlet and Violet Base and consider those gem rates. So you got to really look around, look where people aren't looking, and you're going to find things that you never thought were there that would have a much better value than you thought. People dog CGC because they're sheep. Like I said, it's true. That echo chamber, people just keep hearing it, and they start to believe it. They start to believe that that's the only way. No, like I know that tags, like I do like the tag slabs. They look cool. They do, but from a value standpoint, the Pristine 10s look really good as well, and they have a really high premium on them. Like you don't even have one here. That's how hard they are to get. They're not easy to get. For anybody wondering, Pristine 10s are not easy to get. And they look cool, right? Let's see, just Pokemon, CGC, Pristine. Just to look at the slabs. They look cool. They look really good, right? This is a Japanese Magikarp. This slab looks really nice as well. It's in a PSA plastic, it looks like. But yeah, the cards look really good. You know, there's no doubt in that right there. I think this is really underrated. The value of these are so much higher usually. They're harder to get. So, underrated in my opinion. Yeah, grading for PSA and CGC are identical. It's perception, of course. Did I already talk about Crown Zenith? I did not. The only thing I spoke about when it comes to Crown Zenith was the value of the booster bundle. But we could definitely take a look at Crown Zenith. And I know that the value of not only the sealed product, but some of the cards, some of the singles have been going up in value as well. Right? Sealed. Once again, guys, if you haven't seen my market analysis video that I released earlier today, I spoke about all of this, to be honest. Everything that's having any kind of movement, I spoke about. ETBs, in the last month alone, almost 10%, right? Looking at, let's see if Pokédata has it the same way as TCG Player does. Raw, best match. Okay. Let's see. Oh, once again, I forgot Poke Data. Unless you pay, they don't give you the charts. It's so, that's, oh man. It's so funny, right? You have to pay just to see this stuff or sign up, create a free account to continue. I might have, I'm not even going to go through it. I'm not sure if I have an account with them or not, but I will just, what am I doing? Why am I going the long way? We're going to look at the, of course, the Galarian Gallery because those are the ones that matter. Some of these cards have been climbing up in value. They have been coming back, like the Giratina. Right when I did talk about Crown Zenith, they are starting to rebound. Cards alone, the Giratina's rebounding. I think the Mewtwo was not rebounding. I think it was still on the way down, possibly. Yeah, it was still on the way down, which is fine. Even in the last month, it's not doing much. It looks like it's just starting to rebound a little bit there. We'll have to see what happens. But other cards, like Leafeon, is doing really, really well right now. If I remember correctly, in the last month, it's up 4%, but it's up to 56. Just one of the lower cards, you know, sticking around that range. I think it's doing pretty well for what it is, it not being one of the top chases. But just overall, this set's crazy. This Suicune right here, man, beautiful, beautiful card. We need a Suicune SIR, like ASAP. Like, such a beautiful card. The card is up almost 10%, 9.6%. Not a bad play right there either. That's a great card. I love that card. All the three dogs look amazing. The Darkrai is also a really, really nice, underrated card right here. No one talks about on the way down as well. But Crown Zenith overall, even the Pokemon Center ETB, which looks pretty cool, has been heading downward as well, actually. It was at a high of 450. It's now to 390. I mean, most recently sold was 410, right? But in comparison to where it was, it's clearly an opportunity. It's going to be an opportunity for a lot of people to buy. Paldean Fates Zard over Obsidian and Mega all day. Really? I don't know, man. The art for that. I did talk about this before. I was talking about the booster bundles. Look at them at $125 already. Single pack is at $16 pack per price, which is pretty crazy. Booster bundle has a crazy, crazy premium. I have a few of those put away as well. Even though I ripped like 10 of them back to back. It was fun. I gotta say, it really was fun at least. At least it was that. But yeah, Crown Zenith is taking off for sure. The Paldean Fates Charizard over the Mega. Are you serious? You're the first person who has said that. I'm not saying it's a bad card. I think it's a really nice card. But you are actually the first person who has said that. This card right here, it's not a bad card, but you think it's better than this card right here? Wait. I'm pretty surprised to be hearing this right now. This card is better than this card? You really think so? I have not heard too many people. I have not heard too many people say that. Jay, you know that is what I do. Yep. I know. I sold too much of my crown sealed. All I have is a sealed booster bundle case left, which is not, that's a great thing to have still. It's a great thing to have. I mean, you can't rewind time. If not, I would as well. I have a whole playlist just about grading. There's like a dozen videos where guys crack PSA and send to CGC and get the same grade nearly 90% of the time, and then get PSA 10s on cards that were CGC 9s. Yeah, CGC has, it seems to be like a stricter standard. Like it looks like you even go on the website, and yes, the standards look very similar. But then if you look at the amount of people that actually get pristine 10s, it's like so much, like the difference is dramatic. You see PSA 10s everywhere, and you barely see pristine 10s. Yeah, gives content creators discounts. They push PSA hard. dig on CGC. I think most of the space are not self starters. A lot of scary flippers who call themselves. Yeah, I think almost every single content creator out there has some kind of a link for PSA. Pretty sure. Tag is starting to do that as well. Tag is trying to make it seem like they're much more community based. At the end of the day, it's a business. But they're trying to reach out in that way, right? They're trying to make it seem like they're for the people, and I think they all have to do that as well, right? CGC also sent out that message as well to everyone else, letting them know that they want to be as open to the public with all their information as possible. They don't want to be hiding things from people, you know. Kind of conflict of interest in a way, but I get it. That being said, I love my CGC pristines. Yeah, it is a conflict of interest. I mean, a lot of the things in this hobby is a conflict of interest, but you know, people don't see it that way. And it's not something that actually, I don't know if the law can get involved in any kind of way, but yeah, price memory really messed me up with my crown position. Yeah, I mean, you know, I expect a lot of those crown zenith cards to get much more expensive as we move forward, because even though there's a lot of cards in circulation, the new people that come around that haven't had any crown are going to want to obtain crown, and it's going to make those cards that much more valuable. So I am expecting crown zenith like singles to really start moving. That's right. Reverend did tell me about that Cynthia's Garchomp in a pristine he just got back. It does make sense. I'm just saying, you know, when it comes to the value, the way that people talk about CGC negatively, it just doesn't make sense. You know, that's all. Right, of course. CGC did have that discount, especially when PSA did do their thing, you know, and start looking a little sketchy. It was just the right time to do it as well. It is. See, so that's another thing. I mean, that's the one thing that Tag has on its side, right? It's using AI. Um, but meanwhile, it's using AI. You've seen countless videos of people sending their product, their cards, into Tag multiple times and getting different grades. So that's a little concerning. The fact that Tag is pushing this AI thing, and even they're having trouble keeping up with consistency, you know, and that's a problem. And the other thing that I didn't like about Tag was that I've seen other videos as well where people are getting like an email uh where Tag is notifying them that their grade has to get updated, as if like they didn't catch something before but they caught it now. So if you got a 10, you could still get an email and be told that your thing is no longer like a legit 10 and it's got to get regraded to be a 9 or something like that. Like that to me, uh that's not fun at all. How would you feel? I mean, anything. What could it be? What if you got this Umbreon, right? What if you got this card in a tag 10, knowing that this card, right, is $4,000 in a PSA 10, which from what we're seeing, pristine 10s, tag 10s, and PSA 10s are relatively close in value. So, how would you feel if you got this Umbreon in a tag 10 and they emailed you and it's now a tag 9? Like, that's, oh my gosh. That's, I would be pissed. I would never go back to tag. If that ever happened, I would never go back to tag. And how delicate their slabs are too is a really odd thing too. Kiosk grading could push tag to higher in the food chain. Yeah, that's another thing. Convenience. I mean, people pay for Uber Eats for convenience. They pay a premium on their food just to get it delivered. Convenience is a big factor. That could really be big as well. I'm not gonna lie, that could be a really big thing. Oh no. You know what's funny? Uh, there was so much talk, including myself, because I was talking about Silver Tempest for like a lot of these Sword and Shield sets. When everything corrected, I spoke about a lot. That was really the time to buy. And it's funny because people waited until the year started up and everything caught on fire again, and then They wanted to move into Sword and Shield, which is really funny. If you think CGC is hard to sell, Tag is worse. Well, CGC has a much longer history than Tag, so that's also a thing. But it's funny, I was looking at the Sword and Shield, and if you look at my videos, there's a lot less I had to say about Sword and Shield. There's a lot less moving. Fusion Strike is not moving too much. Brilliant slowed down as well. Lost Origin slowed down dramatically as well. Silver, same thing. The only thing really moving in Sword and Shield is Crown Zenith and Evolving Skies. Crown Zenith and Evolving Skies. But yeah, so many different things. There's so many things happening right now, whether it be singles with grading, like we're discussing here, and sealed. So many different opportunities. You just got to pick the one that you think is going to be the best at the moment, right? I think we've already come across a few in this one live stream that are pretty great pickups that I think most of us didn't expect. You just take advantage of what you can at the moment. I didn't realize that those 151 tins and the prismatic tins were in such a good position to buy right now, unless Reverend Rips spoke about it. And this is what happens, right? You get together with the community, you have a discussion, and things like this happen. Somebody comes out and lets you know about a play you could possibly make that you didn't know was possible, which is crazy. I didn't realize it at all. And at the same time, you got one from me, So different opportunities at different times. You take advantage when you can, when you find them out even. I'm hoping to be able to pick up some of those 151 tins and the prismatic ones as well. But you can't buy it all. Destined Rivals is still taking off. I can't believe that this thing is, oh my gosh. When are we getting a Destined Rivals reprint, guys? When do we think that's coming? Because this thing is starting to get scary. This thing is 7 months old, and it's $423, and it's getting up to $430. Look, most recently sold at $428. What's lowest listed? Lowest listed, where are you? Lowest listed is $425. The very next one is $428. The very next one after that is $435, $435, $443, $440, $444, $446, $448, $458. Yeah, this is the legit first page of listings. All those other ones were single packs. At the bottom of the first legit page, you're already almost at $460. So Destined Rivals is getting a little scary. I'm making more effort this year to get into grading and learn the skill. It's worth it. It's worth it. It's worth, getting into grading, really getting accustomed to what it takes. If I were you, I would suggest following even Reverend Rips. He gives a lot of good ideas and hints on Instagram. He always contacts me through there. But a lot of that can fund your investments. What have you spent $150, let's say, theoretically, on specific cards and grading in total, right? Because it costs you like $25 to grade. Let's say if you got a few cards that were $20 each. Let's say $200. When you get your return, it's very possible that those $20 cards can fund your Destined Rivals investment, which is a great way to move into something like this, right? Where you don't feel like you've actually spent your actual money into this, even though you have to do, sorry, I hit the mic, even though you have to do some of the legwork, right? I'm 99% certain that Pokemon Company has made changes due to the new facilities, and when they're running full steam, we're gonna get flooded with booster boxes. It's their fastest selling item. Yeah, I mean, if you were here earlier in the stream, you would have seen a lot of people talking about. I think you were here. You're one of the first ones. You saw the guys talking about booster bundles. People are assuming that booster bundles is what we're gonna get over booster boxes. Do we really know? No, we don't really know what's gonna happen. But I can see I could see a time where we could have a ton of booster bundles and very little booster boxes if Pokemon is really considering trying to get packs into the hands of every single collector out there. But at the same time, honestly, at the same time, I don't think that they care about us that much. That's just me. It is a business at the end of the day. You know, it's a thing that if you're a business, you want to act like you care about the customer because it benefits you too, because people always act on sentiment and feelings and emotions. And so it benefits you as a company to make a customer feel like they're wanted. But what you really want is their bank account, right? And I think that's where Pokemon is at. And I think people a lot of the time get that confused. So I don't know. Does Pokemon genuinely care about us? I think that's really where the question lies. And we really won't know the answer to that, right? I mean, we won't. Pull from a 5 pack sleeve. What card are you talking about exactly? What'd you pull? The new facility isn't just for Pokemon though. So if you look at it, it seems like if you look into it, from what they say, that specific company that's printing mostly prints Pokemon. Like they do print some other things, but majority of their printing is Pokemon. So I mean, we can assume that they're going to print a lot of Pokemon, which is fine in my opinion. Like I said before, ripping is at an all-time high, investing is at an all-time high, collecting is getting bigger and bigger. I was talking about it before. Logan Paul, different celebrities, like it's just happening more and more. Um, and so many people, are coming back into the hobby. It's just the way it is, and packs are being ripped left and right. I can go onto YouTube right now and just look up rip and ship or box break, and I'm gonna get a ton of lives just right now. Whatnot, it's YouTube, it's Whatnot, it's on TikTok, it's on eBay, it's on what are the other ones that this guy Catch 'em All Collectibles is on? I forgot Drip, um, and there's still more out there that I can't even think off the top of my head. There's so many packs being ripped every single day. I don't think people really do the math. They don't try to actually think about how much of this is getting just tore up every single day. It's insane. Like it's nothing like before. I don't think we're in a position where Pokemon is going to have an issue with product being stuck left on shelves. Yeah, there are some things left on there because people maybe they've had enough for a moment, but eventually they won't last long. You go somewhere and you may see some sleeves packed. Eventually they're gone. They don't stick around. Yeah, I think they're way off with booster boxes speculation. In my opinion, it makes no sense for Pokemon to just stop instead of adjusting to get that money. Yeah, I think if that's the case, sell booster boxes to the investors and booster bundles to the collectors. I mean, that's just the way I see it. It just makes the most sense that way. If I was a business owner, my attempt would be to leave no money on the table. If I was Pokemon, I gain nothing from not providing booster boxes to investors. They're the ones buying the booster boxes from me. Now I start selling booster bundles only, and I only stick to the collectors, then I lose out on a big customer base that's willing to spend more money. I just feel like they're going to be printing everything. That's what I think. It just makes sense to me. From a business standpoint, if I had a business, if I was Pokemon, I would print everything. I would not just print booster bundles or just booster boxes. I would print both. Oh, 5 packs of Destined Rivals. Yeah, I've opened up a little bit of Destined Rivals, like 4 ETBs worth. I didn't pull anything great at all. I pulled the full art Oh, and I don't know. I haven't had much luck ripping. Ripped over 150 something packs of Prismatic with my fiance earlier last year. Not one SIR whatsoever. Um, I opened the 3 White Flare, 3 Black Bolt ETBs, and some other 3 pack blisters. Nothing aside from that one Snivy. Nothing crazy at all. Not the greatest luck. Not the greatest luck. It reminds me to keep on with the investing when I rip because I haven't been getting lucky whatsoever. You know, that's just been the case for me. And one thing that I do want to say for those of you out there that are buying into the Destined Rivals ETB, I think you should be staying away from this thing right here. This is, I don't know what's going on right here. Why are these $150? We saw what they did with the Twilight Masquerade and Surging Sparks ETBs. Surging was about, I think it was pretty close to $100 when that happened, right? Let's go back to Surging. Even Twilight Masquerade was getting up there, right? Surging ETBs, regular ETBs right here. They're down to $72, right? $72 from the all-time high of what? 113. I don't know why people are buying Destined Rivals ETBs at $150. They're regular ETBs. They're gonna get printed. They're gonna get dropped on Walmart, on Target, just like they did with the Surgeon Sparks. They're gonna go everywhere. I mean, they're regular ETBs. Why? I mean, I know it's Destined Rivals, but man, the FOMO can get crazy sometimes, man. You're not like, I'd rather have booster bundles than this. Like, what? This is $150? Come on. I know it's and I know it's really displayable. It is Destined, but still, man, that makes no sense. I'd rather have booster bundles. You could buy 2 booster bundles that have more packs, better price pack per price, right? $51 currently. I did a week ago talk about the reprint that's going to happen for Destined Rivals booster bundles, and somebody actually said it in the chat. There will be a for sure reprint coming for booster bundles for Prismatic, Journey Together, and I believe no, so it's Prismatic, Destined Rivals, and Journey Together. So this is going to be even, there's even going to be a better price point for this. And then at that point, if you haven't bought into Destined Rivals, I think the booster bundles will do well for you long term. I think everything Destined Rivals will do well, but we're about to have a better entry point for Destined Rivals, Prismatic, and Journey Together from what we're seeing, right? But insane, $148 for a Destined Rivals ETB is just not the way to go. Exactly. There's no way that an executive in a boardroom is like, well, our highest price item with the most cards that's selling out immediately. So let's not print more. Yeah, yeah. Exactly. Exactly my point. I don't know. We'll see. Snagged 2 Destined Rivals booster boxes at $370 a piece from Facebook Marketplace this weekend. So hyped. It's a great feeling to have Destined Rivals. If we get a reprint for booster boxes, Manny, don't get upset. You know, don't get upset. You know, this hold is for the long term. We're thinking about 5 years down the line. You already have the product. You know, don't get upset about it at all. Keep the product. It's still going to gain value. I'm just saying that because I know people react that way. Nothing for myself, but I give my daughter a fair amount of packs. Nice. I mean, that's part of what it's all about. You know, it's, yeah, you enjoy it. You enjoy ripping, but watching a kid rip, that's also something else. It's a great thing. If I was in a boardroom, I would have Pokemon Center booster boxes first edition. That's a good idea. That is a good idea. You know, they really should have had enhanced booster boxes only come from the Pokemon Center. That would have been a thing too. That would be a good idea. Surging ETB was almost 120. Pokemon nuked it. Yeah, they're gonna nuke them. They're regular ETBs. There's no way you could think, like, come on, Macy's, out of all places, that's a clothing store, sells Pokemon now, and they sell them at MSRP. So why would you think that Destined Rivals ETBs won't land there at some point? We had Shrouded there, we had Surging at Macy's, we had Twilight Masquerade at Macy's. There's no way. No way I'm gonna. I just want to make sure, man. You know, whenever I have conversations, whether it be in the comment section, which if you have been a part of my channel and you look at the comment section and either you talk to me or whatever, when I talk to you, I actually talk to you. If you give me something that's actually worth a conversation, I'm gonna give you a conversation when we talk. And one of the biggest things that no one talks about is risk tolerance. Like, everybody's so afraid to watch a product that lose value. Of course, they're never afraid when it's climbing, but unrealistically, they're afraid when it drops. It's just like any other investment you have. There's no investment out there that just goes up. You know, everybody had extreme confidence in Bitcoin. What did it go up to 115K? It went back down to like 80 something thousand. Like it dropped down like $30,000. You know, even something like that. So I make sure that we have a proper discussion and I talk to you like you're an actual person and not just somebody that's going to give me clicks. You know what I mean? Um, which that reminds me, don't forget to like the stream. But honestly, like it's a thing. You know, risk tolerance is a thing, fear is a thing. I just want to make sure I do mention that. GameStop Moltres UPC in stock for 180. One at GameStop. You know, that UPC looks so good. There was somebody in my Discord. He sent a picture in my Discord. And where is it? Here. Look how beautiful these things look. They actually look beautiful. They do. They look amazing. They look like such displayable pieces. But for $200, they barely have any Destined rivals. It does have the Moltres, right? It does have those the promos in it. Right? If we can look up everything that's in it. Just to go through all the packs that are in it and stuff like that. Of course, Poke Beach covered it really well. So let's look at Poke Beach real quick. It has the 3 promos. This promo is just an EX. Of course, it don't look good at all. It definitely is going to have the Destined Rival stamp on it. This one is decent, but it's just a full art with the Destined Rival stamp. And then this one, of course, the SIR with the stamp on it, which is my favorite out of all the illustrations. But then look at these packs. 2 Destined, just 2. 2 Journey. So 2 of the newest sets, we only have 4 packs of in here. Then we have Temporal, Paradox. It looks to be Obsidian. It looks to be 4 Obsidian, because you can talk about the red up here. 4 Obsidian. 4 Paldea Evolved, and 2 Scarlet and Violet. I mean, that just... Why couldn't you give us the newer sets? It doesn't make any sense, especially with the time that this came out. It should have had... Why not 4 Destined Rivals, 4 Journey together, and then work your way back with 4s, and then 2 Scarlet Violet base? Like, it didn't make any sense to me. It is a really, really cool product, but I don't want to pay any more close to $200 for it. But, you know, once again, everything Pokemon does eventually rise in value, right? I mean, it's a thing. Everybody thought the Greninja one, like I said before, wasn't going to do well, right? And what is the Greninja UPC at? I should have just looked it up right there. Greninja UPC. I have one of these, which the way that this thing opens up looks so cool. I love how they do some of these. Like this one opens up pretty cool. I don't know why it's saying 450. That's what's listed. Market price $311. Last I saw it was 200. Look at how much it's climbing, guys. Look at this thing. No one thought that this item would do well. So this could be your next Moltres UPC, and it's a GameStop exclusive. I do love that one metal card that's in there as well. I like that it's metal. But the packs in here also aren't the greatest. They're the earlier packs. People don't like all those earlier packs. But look at the value. $3.99 most recently sold. $4.50, $4.64. This is what they try to trick you here. $285 with $200 shipping. Nice. $500, $590. You know, how often are they selling though? Not often. They're not selling often at all. What's the last one sold? On the 19th of December for $400. So they're not moving that quickly. But then again, I do talk about this as well. When you have such a big price difference between your market price and the lowest listed, it's not going to move very quickly. Not at all. I talk about this with the Lost Origin booster box as well. If you look at that, that's why Lost Origin is going to have a little bit of a hard time moving. But it looks like some of the sellers are adjusting their prices. But yeah, UPCs can do really well. That Moltres one could be your next Greninja one as well. Millennium Prince, Magic, One Piece, Gundam, MetaZoo, sports cards, and more. Every TCG is growing. Okay. Hey, if that's the case, then Pokemon's still looking good. In all reality, Pokemon's, even with them just printing Pokemon, I wasn't worried. Honestly. Just me. Thinking about how much is getting ripped. Like, guys, not whatnot. is going around, and just Whatnot, because it's so popular is why I'm mentioning it. Whatnot is, there's people ripping on there 24/7. Like, there's never a moment where there isn't people, where there aren't people, multiple people, many people ripping on Whatnot. The same thing on Drip, same thing on all those other sites. It's pretty crazy, man. If you really think about it, it's crazy. Dollar cost average is your friend. It definitely is. Yeah, risk is highest when the hype is highest. That too. Everybody wants to buy when everything's up. Just like Sword and Shield. Everybody's buying Sword and Shield now. Why didn't you buy it 2 months ago when everything was down? But 2 months ago, nobody wanted to buy. Sales were down. You know, prices were down and sales were down. Why? Why are you buying now? That's the question. Biggest thing with Pokemon is if you use money you don't need, you will be fine. Time cures even the worst entry price. Yes, that's true too. Let me see. The only reason I'm not getting another one is I'm guessing they're gonna do reprints at some point, and I'm not crazy about the packs, but I like the promos. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. But one, like I said before, even the Greninja one, the packs aren't great, and it's still doing well. I wouldn't be surprised if that's a Rapagos one that I did not like whatsoever. I don't even like the promos there. Let's look that up real quick. Let's just look that up real quick, because it's just a good example of what can happen even when it's a product that you don't like. Sometimes you got to take yourself out of the equation, and it doesn't matter whether you like it or not. So these were selling for $100. As a matter of fact, I saw these even for like $80 to $70. In 2024 in December, 162. So this one's not doing nowhere close to as well. But of course, I think there were more of these, right? Because it's not in a game, it's not any kind of an exclusive. But look, 114 to 160 something. That's still not horrible. It's grown 55% in a year. It's still not bad. Still not bad. And if we decide to look at what's within it, if there's another spot that has the images in it, like these are the promos, like that Lapras promo, the Cinderace, I don't like them at all. And the Terapagos one, don't like the promos. Nothing great there. Clean copies of the Oricorio. That one, I'm glad you mentioned it. I made a video of singles that I thought people should buy, and the Oricorio is one of them. Where is it? Let's see if I find it real quick. I shouldn't even look it up here. Let's look it up just for the number. 24 that's on there. 24. Let's go to price chart. Uh Watch this. PSA 10. PSA 10 value, guys. Pay attention. One of the cards that I was recommending. Card costs about $15. PSA 10, 184. And it's selling 6 sales per day. It was at 300 at some point because it had just come out, right? 184. It's still not bad for a card that could cost you $15. This is what it's about. Finding deals like this, finding things like this that you can make some money on, and then, personally for me, invest it into the sealed product. Pokemon Company made GameStop exclusive UPCs trash as a slap in the face for scalping customers. maybe, but in reality, the market doesn't even care. They're still getting more. Like, scarcity is such a real thing in here. Like, that's such a crazy thing to think about. How important that can be, right? Holy shit, the Greninja box is way up. Happy I bought one a while ago. Yeah, I bought one and I struggled to find it. I'm not even like, I had such a hard time trying to find that Greninja UPC at, and I got lucky. Like, I went there, the cashier that was there, the girl, um didn't even know what I was talking about. And I had to describe it for her and convince her to go into her back room, and she found it. If not, I would not have one. So I bought it at retail price, but I would not have one if I didn't go so hard into that. Right? It's but that's what Pokemon is. Pokemon is a scarcity driven set. Not set, a scarcity driven asset. And of course, over time it's just gonna get more and more valuable. Yeah, I had booster boxes that I laid flat for years. Then they ballooned all of a sudden. You just have to wait it out. It takes time. Yeah, right now I think everybody's getting too used to things moving. Um, Realistically, I can't always justify things moving that quickly, right? Like it just doesn't make sense, right? But this is what I was talking about with the Lost Origin booster boxes, right? Even though some are selling, they're still moving because people are moving into Sword and Shield. This box was at 650 not too long ago. It's at 698, right? But the market price is 700. Lowest listed at 732. It was 750 before. So the sellers are adjusting because if they don't, look, these are the guys that were selling before at 750, and it's the box is not going to move. The box market price, those listings at 750 were already there when we were still like over here at like 685, 670. So people see that and it makes them second guess buying the box. And this goes across the board for products. They slow down. That's where you're seeing this slow down. You're seeing price movement here because of that TCG event. And then the price dipped, and you can see that the blue bars are higher because people bought more. And now that it's starting to shoot up and it's shooting up dramatically, um, people are buying less, right? And that's the same case for any other box that you see in Sword and Shield or anywhere else. When it starts going that crazy, that dramatic of a change, people stop buying. Yeah, they can't burn enough. Exactly. I don't think that with what we've got going on right now with the amount of demand, I don't think that they really can. Honestly, it's pretty difficult in my opinion right now for them to keep up. But it really depends. If they put out bad sets, I think bad sets is the only thing that can slow Pokemon down. That's the only thing, honestly. I can't think of anything else. Just atrocious sets is the only thing that can do it. But they're getting so much better with the art. Like I'm having such a hard time thinking that they could even possibly do that because they want to make money. I don't see them. I think Pokemon likes it like this. If it was me, I would like it. If my product was a hot commodity and everybody wanted it, I'd love it. I got my Greninja UPC on eBay for like 205 on July 1st of 2025. Not bad. Yeah, I got mine for $100 at GameStop. I got lucky. I'm not gonna lie. Scrafty definitely works at GameStop. You know what? That's like, I mean, it's. I hate talking about scalping all the time because people are gonna do whatever they can. Like, but it is a thing. And GameStop guys here, like, you'll go, and when you see like they put that piece of paper and it tells you how much they got, like how much you know that it's a lie. Like I've seen, like, there's no way that we are in New York City and this GameStop got 3 booster boxes. No, the truth is that they backdoored them. They backdoored them. They sell them. They probably made a little money on top, and that's just what happens here, man. Like I said before, man, it's greed, and people are just gonna try to make an extra buck, and I can only imagine how much a GameStop worker really makes. They probably don't make that much money anyways. Uh, Roxy, that's it. Just actually treat it like an investment, and you'll be rewarded accordingly. Very true. Uh, Reverend Rips. Most are not investors. They buy on the rise, not on the dip. A lot of scary buyers who are watching their collector apps daily. Scared money don't make money. You know what's funny? Oh, Pokepinner, good night, brother. Thank you for being here. It's been fun. I appreciate you stopping by, man. I really do. What's funny is that even though I have the collector app, I never loaded up anything into the collector app. I don't like staring at, if I'm going to invest into it, it means I'm going to purchase this stock, for example. I'm going to buy it, and I'm not going to look at it. I'm going to let it appreciate over time. I'm going to let it do what it does. I have absolutely no control over whether it rises or decreases in value. There's no way that I can sit there and just keep watching this app, looking at Robinhood or looking at a Coinbase and just watching these stocks rise and drop every single day. There's no way. How do you do that? It's not even healthy in reality. Like, for your mentality, it's not even healthy for your head. Like, and there's people that look at this collector app every single day. I don't believe in it. Um, I would love to have them sponsor me. That'd be great. I can make some money, you know, why not? Put that right into the investments, right? But in reality, I don't think that it's a great thing to do. It's just not healthy. And there's my fiance, Ellie. Welcome to the stream. DJ, what's going on? Welcome to the stream, man. Welcome. This is only my second live stream ever. It's only my second live stream ever. I definitely need to stream a lot more. I just need to find the time and just sit down and do it. It's DJ. Yeah. And I think I have to start using StreamYard. StreamYard would allow me to do what you did, DJ, and allow someone to come and hop in on the stream. I'm really a rookie when it comes to this streaming stuff, in all honesty. I don't know how to work a lot of these softwares. I'm gonna have to really look into StreamYard and see how that works. I don't even know if you need two screens, but it would be fun to be able to let people come on to the channel and talk, because I know that there are a lot of possible conversations that can just really be entertaining for people. I had a random conversation with my friend Reverend Rips here, great dude. At the end of the conversation, he can tell you, I said to him, man, this could have been a live stream. Like, we had a conversation just about Pokemon investing, just about different things that we do, different perspectives on items, and how we're looking into moving into items or grading, and just different things like that, what we think is going to happen long term. And we spoke for like an hour and a half, and this was random. He from what he tells me, he called me by mistake. um and we had an hour and a half conversation that I think would have been really entertaining and interesting for anyone that wanted to watch. And I really enjoyed having the conversation. So I think I'm gonna have to get accustomed at some point to StreamYard and just working that out. But yeah, welcome, DJ. I did hop into DJ's stream in the past. He had that thing going, and I just clicked on the link, and that's how easy it was. So I think it's pretty cool for somebody to be able to do that. But yeah, DJ's been buying collections. If anybody's selling collections, DJ's buying. I've seen that happen quite a few times already. It's like every video I'm expecting another collection to be bought, another collection at the right price. But yeah, a lot of things happening, a lot of movement, man. Just opportunities. Look at, for example, DJ starting up his website, um, making moves. He's definitely doing well. He's reaching out through his YouTube, through different outlets, and it's helping him out. It's working out for him, and he's doing well. It looks like he's moving product really well, especially for somebody with a new website. And it's priced well too. It's usually everything I see there. I've seen a few things that have been under market. I think I remember seeing Prismatic ETBs on the market. Those were gone pretty quickly. I saw booster boxes on the market. Those were gone pretty quickly as well. So shout out to DJ, giving out some good deals actually out there. Yeah, I was telling DJ before, I looked into that before. I was gonna do it, and then too many things happened in my life. Like, the right things happened at the wrong time for me to not start up my own website and start selling sealed products as well. It would have been fun. I'd love to be able to have a career that revolves around Pokemon. I know that he still has his day job, but I think that'd be a dream, honestly. But yeah, guys, I think I'm running. I price based off what I pay percentage wise. A lot of people want 80%. So hard to giving deals with that. Yeah, but you're still giving better deals than market, and there are people that will buy things at MSRP and not sell anything below market. You know, it's part of that greed. I feel like I've said greed like 20 times on this stream, because scalping has become a thing. You know, part of the conversation a decent amount. Uh, but you know, some people buy things at MSRP, under MSRP, and they're not willing to give you one bit of a deal. And I see that a lot, actually, more often than not, if anything. But yeah, guys, I was gonna say I'm getting to the end of this stream. I've been streaming now for 3 hours, and it's already 12 a.m. I don't know. I might stay on a little longer. You know, I might stay on a little longer, but it feels like a long time, 3 hours. But it's been fun. Can't lie. I do enjoy these conversations and so many different things, different perspectives, so many different people coming in here, and just talking about what they feel is a good play, what they feel is not, how they're moving, and how their products have been appreciating. Um, so it's a great thing. I know we looked past this. I just wanted to say what do we think these Charizard UPCs are going to do? Aren't they like getting flooded? Right? This is going to come up like this. I don't think it's going to come up like this. It's not going to come up. This one comes up though. This one is doing really well at 400. This one right here. I've been seeing a lot of images recently of this right here. I've been seeing it get flooded. But from what I heard, because I was not around when these dropped, these also flooded the market. These apparently also flooded the market at some point in time. And they all sold for under MSRP. Some people claiming $90, some people claiming $70. And people are anticipating. Nope, wrong product. It's just blue. So I clicked on the first blue thing I saw. People are anticipating that this product is going to go below MSRP. MSRP was 130 for these. At Walmart, at least. I forgot what it was at the Pokemon Center because I got one from there too. It might have been 120. But are we going to see, even if we see these at $90, you guys think they're going to perform well? I think that they might perform well. I think it's worth just buying some, putting them away, and forgetting about them completely. Right? I bought 3, and they came in a box. I don't know if that's what a sealed box is supposed to look like for these. I don't know if a sealed case for these is for. I don't know what they are. But that sealed box fit the 3 perfectly. It's actually behind me, behind those ETBs up there, nicely tucked in there. I'm not touching that box at all. I'm not opening it up. I think when I look back 4 years, 5 years from now, I think they're going to be doing well. Loved your stream with Team Market Joey. I missed that stream, even though Team Market Joey doesn't like me, but it is all good. DJ, want to buy some near mint Magic the Gathering bulk, 7th edition, and Mercadian Masquerades. I personally know nothing of Magic the Gathering. I know it's not for me, but it's funny. Picked up Surging Booster Box from DJ's website. Good price, well packaged. Highly recommend. Listen, I don't look past a good deal. I'm not, I don't owe DJ anything. He doesn't owe me anything. I don't even know his first name. It could even be DJ. I don't know it. But I do know that when I did look on his website, the prices were good. So I will say that. Shug Nasty. I need to pick up a few. The mat and accessories will do good here in Japan since they are exclusive to English. They are. Okay, I did not know that. I actually have a mat right here under my laptop and everything else. I love the mat, actually. It looks really nice. Color pops. It's Charizard. I think it's going to do good. Whether it's here or there, long term, I think it's going to do really well. Yup, those Zard UPCs are no-brainer on the 150. Just forget about them for a while, and next time you look, they'll be 400. That's what I think. But a lot of people are saying ignore this item right now. I don't know why. They're saying ignore it because it's going to get flooded. I understand. Maybe wait a little longer till they actually get hit with, like, Sam's Club, like I said before. Yeah, that notification I got earlier wasn't only for Prismatic SBCs. It was also for these. So Prismatic SBCs and these are going to hit Sam's Club. I know it's a horrible drop, but it's still going to put more of this product out to the market, which should drop the market price anyways. Eventually, it'll come to Costco, and I will pick it up from there if I can't get it from Sam's Club again. I might even stay away just because I have 3 and they're really bulky. That's the only problem that I have with these. That box is pretty big, and it's 3 of them. That's the only reason why I might stay away from these. And I would like more Prismatic SPCs because I only have 1. So that'll be something I'm going to look into for sure. But I think they are going to look well long term. The only problem is space. Do you have the space? I do have some more space. I recently made more space in my closet. But I will say that the space will run out quickly with these boxes right here. So that is a whole nother thing right there. Space really, really is an issue with these boxes, but I think they're going to do really well. It's just hard to store. So I did want to make sure I brought that up before. I did see these. They keep popping up. Why are these things? Oh, the case. I keep seeing these. I keep getting notifications for these uh, Charizard EX boxes, which is funny that they're at $76 market price. They're $30 to $40 in store. I didn't think that those just 6 packs of like Obsidian and stuff like that were gonna go so crazy. And an Armor Rouge promo, wild. You know what I did want to look into? The Because I spoke to Reverend Rips about the um surprise box that I think for Prismatic are going to do well long term. Umbreon stamped. Umbreon stamped promo. This one. What is it sitting at right now? And what is the PSA 10 value? 117. That's surprising. That's really surprising. PSA pop, 10,000 population, 4,000, 40% gem rate. I think that can get more than 110. I'm surprised. Or 117. So it was, what was it before? Oh, it was all the way up to 500 before. It's been tanking in price. Well, so has the single. Wow, this could be a good play. This was random. I just know that I was talking to Reverend Rips about the long-term, possible long-term potential of the surprise boxes. This could be a play. These were $71 raw before. 65, 42, 35. They're all the way down to 19. I know that more of these have hit the market, but like these are not easy to pull. This could be a play. Randomly stumbling on a play. Pretty wild. There are a few things that I had in mind. I should have made some kind of a list. There are things that I had in mind that I wanted to go over with you guys and make sure, you know, for a second I thought there was like a Starmie illustration up here now, but it's just an EX. The Mega Starmie. Yeah, I should have made a list of things that I wanted to talk about because there were things I just tend to I forget them. I never make a list. I never even have a script when I'm making my videos, so I forget a lot of things when I make my videos, and then I have to repeat them later on. What else? I feel like I had more things that I wanted to mention in the live before I took off because I wanted to mention every play that I thought was a good play. Here it is. Even though these are expensive, I don't know if some of you have these or not. They look so cool. I do not have one of these. This looks so cool. I love the colors. I love these. The market price is at 536, but they have been tanking, guys. 536 is market. Most recently sold is $500. Lowest listed is 475. And the reason why I'm saying that these are good to pick up right now is because of the Pikachu. What is the Pikachu? Will it come up just like that? Yes, it does. Promo, but not the Pokemon Center one. Let's just look up Pikachu. Pikachu Pokemon Center. Here we go. Look at this thing right here, guys. Part of the video that I had before on PC ETBs and which were overvalued and undervalued, and I think this one is a great buy right now. The PSA 10 value of this one at $1,379. This is what I was comparing before when I told you guys about PC ETBs being more expensive or just as expensive as a PSA 10. When you have PC ETBs like these that are a third of that PSA 10 value, I think it's a great thing to be looking at. Whether it's out of your price range is a whole different story. It is $500. It is expensive. I'm not trying to say it's not, but I mean, what in Pokemon isn't these days, right? Now, Paldea Evolved ETB looks so good, in my opinion. I would love to have one of those. Even the regular Paldea Evolved ETBs are going crazy. And whatever I had of those, I ripped, which sadly sucks. PC ETBs moved like year, bro. They're so crazy, and I'm here for it. Heavy bags. They did. Last year, everything went so crazy. I think the exclusivity, the rarity of them just helped them hold that value. Um, what else did I have here? I forgot what else I had that I was looking at. There was definitely a few more things that I felt like were undervalued. I did talk about the Scarlet and Violet base gem rates. I do like the PC ETBs. I think they're really displayable. Like they look really cool. I love both of these. Uh, for the value though, I believe the Coridon though was $1,000 at a PSA 10, while the Maridon was only 300, which is surprising to me. They both look really really cool, really great promos. The boxes look so like nice to display. I would love this box in my background. I would love it. Great box. Same thing for that one. That was one of the ETBs that I thought were worth picking up, which because it has a PSA 10 value of 1,000. Yeah, I think that that's it for right now for this week at least, because things just move like nonstop. There's so much happening like all the time. In a week we'll have another thing that's booming. It's just what it is. It's the way it works. Especially as of right now with how hot things are. Journey Together. I know people hate the set, but just wanted to see what the Clefairy was doing. I know it had gone up. It's going down. People are going to start buying. Look, it's starting to move. Average daily sold 10 in the past 3 months. Down 14% in the last month. Down 30. Yeah, this thing was like $500. I saw some insane sales before, for Lily's Clefairy, but thought it might be moving upward with the other Clefairies that are getting printed. We already have the IR from Nihil Zero for that other set coming out, whatever the hell it's called, the Ugly Will Perfect Order, and also the Clefairy in in Ascended Heroes. Just checked. My Paldea PC ETBs were like 125 from TCG Player on November 14th, 2024. Yeah, I wish I had really looked at those before. I mean, like I said before, I thought last year December, I thought that I had so much more time to just buy things. You know what I mean? I didn't think things were gonna fly, and out of nowhere, I feel like I just blinked and everything just shot up, which was so insane. But yeah, guys, I think that'll be it. I think we have ran out of things to discuss, especially you guys in the chat. I mean, I think you guys have ran out of things to discuss yourselves. Unless you have anything else you guys want to talk about, I'll give you guys a few more minutes to think about that, and we could discuss it together. But aside from that, I think I'm out of things to talk about, and I think this Gengar is really expensive in a PSA 10. Poke Any in my little stream. What are you doing here? Welcome to the stream, Poke Any. That's wild to see a big content creator in my stream. Thanks for being here. Snack Bread, what's going on, brother? What's going on? I think this is pretty expensive in a PSA 10, right? Gengar 057, just curious. Is it here? I'm not going to look for it this way. That's not working. Been vibing. Poke Any. Visiting the little guy. I mean, I don't know how. I doubt you'd remember, but I'm definitely in your comment section a decent amount. I got Joey pretty riled up with one of my comments in there. Yeah, 165 for a $3 card. And you want to know what's funny, guys? I think I threw a few of these away. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie. I think I sold them as bulk or something like that. I'll be honest. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not gonna lie. I threw a bunch of trick or trade cards away. I know I did. I know I did. I threw it away with all my extra energy cards. Nah, you watch most of my video. What do you mean, like my stream? No, stop lying. You're lying. You don't have to blow smoke. Don't lie. I did. I did. I did. It was funny. It was funny. He did. He did. You know, Poke Annie had so much more to lose than the other guy, though. Like the other guy probably gained so many subscribers. I haven't looked into that other guy, but that other guy must have gained so many subscribers just because he was getting into it with Poke Annie. Like, there's no way that Poke Annie had anything to gain from that guy, like at all. No shot. That guy, Poke Annie had, I mean, not that he was going to lose anything, but Poke Annie had everything to lose, and that guy had everything to gain. That guy should have just been happy. Poke Annie was willing to waste his breath just to do that. That was like free subs for the guy, free views. Too funny. But yeah, man, thanks for stopping by. If you really do watch the videos, uh, and he wanted all the smoke, which is a huge bald move. Yeah, he is. He's that guy. He's that guy. I've actually, I remember some other guy threatening him, like actually threatening his life. You know, and Poke Annie didn't back down. I mean, there are some crazy people out there, but if you do really actually watch my videos, I appreciate it. I don't know why. I don't expect the bigger content creators to watch the smaller ones. I think that's just a thing. You know, it's just like, I don't know. But yeah, man, I'm glad that you actually watch. I'm glad that it's just reaching to other people who are bigger than I am, because I think most people, most content creators that aren't as big as others, um, don't think that that's a real thing till later on, where they start actually mattering to others. It just, I'm pretty sure it's a thing for most. Pretty cool that you hopped in here, though. I'm not gonna lie. First time that's happened so far. We just need to get Alex from the Stundonomics, that from what he claims watches nobody on YouTube. We got to get him to come into the stream and just say what's up, and then he could just dip out real quick if he really wants to. Oh man, but yeah, I've watched a ton of your content as well. I mean, not even as well. It just doesn't compare. I've watched a ton of your content, especially the business side of things, because I was gonna start, like I was saying to DJ, uh, I was telling DJ that I was gonna start up a website. Is why my name says J Ketchum TCG. And like I said before, all the right things happened at the wrong time to put a stop to that. So I never got the website up and running. I had prepared a logo, and I was gonna start buying a ton of Japanese, and just start trying to move product. But yeah, sadly, you arrived at towards the end of the stream. Thanks, Roxy. If you guys can like the stream, every little bit helps, as I say all the time. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe to the channel. I appreciate every little bit of it. Um, yeah, like I said before, I guess nobody else has anything else to talk about. Uh, Closing off with what Poke Annie said, 2026 is going to be crazy. I mean, he has an actual business that's, I don't even know if he can keep up with demand. I doubt he can. You know, if Pokemon is struggling, he's clearly struggling getting. But going off with what Poke Annie just said, 2026 is going to be lit. It's already getting off to a crazy start. I don't see it cooling down anytime soon. It's gonna get wild, man. I'm afraid of Destined Rivals. I'm not gonna lie. I think it's gonna get. Oh my god. I don't even want to say that it's gonna get hit 500, but it's already hitting 430. You know, and we saw the listings there. It's climbing really quickly. What do you think about prismatic figure collections? That's actually something that I didn't think about. Um, let's look at it. Let's look at price per pack. We already know the packs are about $9 each. Booster bundles are by far so far the best plays out there right now. I think these are pretty cool, honestly. If you look at like other figure collections that have come out in the past from great sets, they all usually do pretty well. How many packs do we have in here? 11 packs for $140. A little over that night. Yeah, you definitely are over that price per pack, the regular, but you have to include the value of these promos. The two promos here, and we do know long term, like these promos that are probably undervalued now, not exactly undervalued, but when you think about what they're going to be worth long term, like if you keep them sealed, we see a lot of promos that you just cannot find from, like, for example, you see promos from the Sun and Moon era. 5 years ago, promos came out and they were probably worthless at the time that are now incredibly uh, valuable, especially those that are kept within the sealed product. So I think these can do pretty well, honestly. I have spoken about these before. I think that this is a really cool item if you can grab them. I think if you look on Facebook, I looked on Facebook like 2 days ago and they were available for like $110. This product and the Paldean Fates collection box, I think you can find on Facebook for like 110 locally. Depending on where you are, it might be even easier for you. You might get them for even cheaper, even maybe on offer up as well. But I think these will do really well long term. Just gotta hold. That's the biggest thing. You just gotta really, really think about the fact that, for example, I'm 35. Whatever I'm holding, I'm aiming to hold till I'm 40. Then that's gonna be a realistic view for any of you out there that are planning to hold anything. So, but yeah, these should do really well. I think these promos are going to be unlike any others. I mean, we already haven't seen any promos that look like these. They're going to be pretty cool. The real question is the shrouded collection boxes. I mean, those illustration rares are pretty good too as well. I'm not gonna lie. We were talking about shrouded before, and somebody did bring up the Greninja promo, which is a pretty cool promo. I really like the Kindra one. I never got my hands on any of those collection boxes though. They just sell out too quickly. Never got my hands on them. Look at this, $125. 125. I believe the market price for this Greninja was $72. We looked at it earlier. And I think this retails for like 25. Insane. They're at $125 though. Pretty crazy appreciation on that. But once again, just like I was saying for those Prismatic promos, they're actually in the same block as Prismatic Shrouded. And so long term, a lot of people want to rip these instantly and they want to grade them. You don't have to. And on top of that, these collection boxes are kind of small. You don't have to rip these boxes. You don't have to grade them. These specific promos that are illustrations. Think about all these other promos that we're getting that are half arts. They're not illustrations whatsoever. These promos with full art illustrations will probably be very valuable long term. Needing to, or feeling the need to rip open the box to possibly grade into a PSA 10. I mean, like, think about what you're doing. You have a collection box that's sealed, that you do not have to rip open, that will continue to have the value of the card and the box together. It'll keep a premium. To then find the need or feel the need to rip it and maybe get a PSA 10. You look at it, you look at centering, it looks great. You open it, then a corner is lifted, or there's whitening on the back. There's no need. Unless you need the money right now and you really, really, really need to make like a flip right now and then take the risk, great, go right ahead. But in reality, you don't need to open any of these boxes. You can't even see the Kingdra promo on here. That's great. Great TCG player. You're awesome. But either way, you don't have to open these. And the same thing for the Prismatic figure collection. You don't have to open them. You can if you really, really want to take that risk and you really want to make some kind of a flip right now. But in reality, you don't. Keep it sealed. Keep that premium because it's a sealed product, and let that other person that you then liquidate, when you liquidate and you sell it off to somebody else, let that other person try to grade that card, and take that risk. You don't have to take the risk of opening that sealed product whatsoever. I think those promos are hella mid, but yeah, probably scarce. Top 10s are probably dummy low. But think about it. There's how many promos do you see out there that at some point weren't valued whatsoever? The Greninja promo is probably one of the greatest examples. Let's just go back to the Greninja promo one more time. I didn't look back at anything else for that, right? Greninja. Greninja, right? Where is it? Where is the Gold Star Greninja promo? I forgot the number, which is why I didn't just look for it the way that I did before. Man, now I gotta find it again. Let me just find it real quick. Let's look at what it was years ago when it first came out. Like how people did not care for it. Let's see how low it got. What was the low of that card? Where is it? 144. Greninja. Greninja 144, yeah, Sword and Shield, okay. Oh. Look at this. We all love this promo. We think it's cool. We think Greninja's cool. Great. Put that aside. Look at this. $3, at some point, it was $2.38. $3.75, still $2, $4, $3. It stayed at that $2 to $3 or $4 price range up until the end of 2024, where it started to rise a little bit. It really took off in 2025. This is what I'm saying. Like, it doesn't even matter sometimes. Like, it really does not matter that you like the card or that you think it's great or not. You give this stuff time. You give, at this point, even if this Greninja right here was printed to the ground, over time it becomes scarce. Either way, eventually people start ripping packs. They rip open promos. They damage the cards, and there's just more and more of this card that gets destroyed over these 4 years. And look at where we are. 4 years later, the card is worth $18 ungraded raw, or $15, whatever it was on TCG Player. But look at what it is at a PSA 10. It's so hard to find in good condition now. I mean, let's just keep that in mind. Like, you don't have to open those boxes. They can do really, really well. Just, you have no need to open them. You don't have to take that risk. I'm insanely bullish on the Kindra and Greninja promos. I just don't know about the box because the set. Yeah, either way, I don't think people are really going to care. You know, you could look at it two different ways. You could look at it like this. You could think to yourself, like, you could always have a negative perspective, but I promise you can definitely have a positive perspective. You could look at the box and say, you know, I like the promo, but it is Shrouded Fable. Maybe I don't want to buy the box. Or you could think to yourself, Shrouded Fable wasn't a great set, but there was still a Houndoom in there. There's still a Persian in there. The horse is pretty cool. There's some pretty decent cards in there that probably aren't as valued as I thought they would be. But either way, I have an opportunity to get some of the coolest cards that, like the coolest Houndooms that I thought that were out there. I could see it that way and then still get the promo as a huge plus on top of that. You know, and then with the Prismatic figure collection, come on, it's Prismatic. Possible God Pack, possible Umbreon, or any of the evolutions. The Espeon is by far my favorite. It looks the coolest, and I don't even own it. I do own a Japanese one, though, but it's nowhere close to a PSA 10 quality. Sadly. It won't matter. The worst is sets are insane sealed. Old sets, yeah. 151 UPC promos were stupid cheap. Exactly. That's another one. The Mew was super cheap. What was the Mew? That's a good one. Mew, will it come up? What was the number for the Mew? Is it this one? 32? 232? Or is that Bubble Mew? That's Bubble Mew. I don't know the number for it. Was this one 53 maybe? Yes, it is. Here we go. $9. Right? $9 for a long time. $4? $5? You know, of course, it is a beautiful card. I'm not going to act like it's not. I'm not comparing it to any other card. I'm not comparing it to the Umbreon that we saw there or the Espeon. Even though I do think those cards are cool because they're so unique. They are really different. Right? $4 here, $5. Once again, until 2025, they didn't start to take off. Look at it now. $84? Raw? Wild? $52? And that's just, of course, this is not considering condition, so this might be actually a little more valuable on TCG Player, but we'll ignore that for now. But what is it as a PSA 10? As a PSA 10, it was $50. This thing was $40. 40 guys. This is what I'm talking about. It had a high of 732, came down to 478, and it's on the way back up. It's at 500 again. You know, like, this is what I'm talking about. You give these things time, and this is nowhere close to as much time as that Greninja. But once again, you don't have to open these things. You don't have to take that risk of damaging, of ruining the sealed premium, and then taking on that risk of trying to rip it. I mean, trying to upgrade it. Let somebody else do that if you're not just a legit like guy that loves to grade. There's people who just actually enjoy grading, which is fine. You know, if that's what you're about, that's cool. You know, enjoy all this stuff however you like. That's fine. You know what I'm saying? For sure, and I agree, mainly because all my investments are referring to at least 5 years. Exactly. I am not. This is why I don't use like. I would love, sure, shiny app, collector app. You want to sponsor my videos? Great. You want to give me some kickback if people use my link? Great. Let's do it. But personally, I'm sorry, I don't believe in sitting there and watching this collection move up and down if what I really want is to hold it for 5 years. I don't have to acknowledge the percentage of growth really matters. Like, it doesn't matter at all to me. It could grow 100, 200, 300, whatever it grows in 5 years. I'll worry about it then. And then I'll move accordingly with whatever I have. Do I want to keep it for longer? Do I feel like this item that I had was not as scarce as others? Maybe it needs more time to appreciate. That will happen. You will have products that you will hold for 5 years and still have room to appreciate, but just need a tad bit more time because the product was that much more available. You have to be realistic. It's just the way it is. Scarcity is a thing. Popularity is a thing. The set itself, total set value, all of that comes into play. But some of these products that you have so much more of, was printed so much more of, it's gonna require a little more time for those sets, for those things to appreciate and value, and that's okay. That's why I'm not someone who just sits there looking at the collector app. I'm not a big believer of the collector app. That's just not my thing. It's not. It's not. I don't know. It just warps the mind. It makes you fearful. Uh, you know, I I do sometimes interact with posts on Reddit, and for a good while, I was like, why is my collection down 30%? Why has my collection gone down 30K? Like, well, it 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 might be down 30K, but it sounds like it rose up 70K as well. You know what I'm saying? Like, so why are you so concerned like that badly? Like, come on. It's so crazy the way that things happen. But I think that that really does do that to the mind. It makes you start looking at it a certain way. People start getting fearful. I just lost 30K. You never had the 30K in hand anyways. Until you made that transaction where you liquidated your product, you never really had 30K in your hand anyways. You have something that's worth that value. You still got to make the sale. You still got to do the legwork. I got my Mew UPC SIR Probo for $4. Nice. I got a sealed crimped Gold Star Greninja for like 26. Damn, crimped. Crimped like error? Crimped or crimped like just damaged? The Houndoom is amazing for sure. Even though that says amaze balls, I don't know what you meant. The only IR I have graded is the Scizor. I'm assuming from City of Flames, which I think that card is pretty cool as well. I do like Scizor as a Pokemon a lot. But I could see doing the Houndoom and it looking good. The Houndoom is a cool card, man. I mean, I was looking at it earlier. I think, like I said before, I'm not gonna tell you that Shrine of Fable is amazing. I'm not. I'm just trying to say that there are cards in there that are pretty cool, in my opinion. This Persian is nice. You know, I do think this Persian is nice. Seeing the Pokemon in the reflection, I think it's a cool card. I think it's a great image. I think the art is great. You know, honestly, do. I think that it could be, if it was looked if this card was looked at a different way, I think it could be more valuable than just $42. Then this Howdoom right here, I think this is a really cool card. I don't know, man. I don't know. Everybody has their opinion. I think this is a really cool card. I don't know. And nobody's going to convince me otherwise. It's a cool card. This Horsey in Shroud of Fable as well. Really nice card. Really nice card. And nostalgic as well, right? Misty always had a Horsey with her. Like, aside from Togepi being in the arm, she had a Horsey. So once again, there are some cool cards. Like, look at this card right here. Whoever talks about this card? Beautiful card. Axu in the back, Fracture right here. Cool card. Great art. Waterfall. It looks cool. Nobody ever talks about who. Does anybody even remember that card is in Shroud of Fable? You don't. It doesn't have to be your favorite Pokemon. I'm just saying it's a cool card. So you know, I do my own digging. People can talk about Shroud of Fable as much as they want. There are some you can look at it in so many different ways. Perspective is key with so many different things, you know? I think the Greninja and Kingdra are the best example of promos or collection boxes. The Mew is amazing, of course, but it is a top tier set, so of course it's going to do good. Yeah, that's a thing too. I only care for the collector art for keeping track of stuff. Right. Uh, I trade singles so often that I forget if I'm not near my collection, I can check it to see. Yeah, that actually that for stuff like that, it can work. You know, for that, especially to keep up with what you have, that can definitely help just because you will lose track. Like I do have a lot of singles. I have definitely lost track of what I have, but I'm cool with it, you know, in reality, because I'm not ready to liquidate anything. So for me, when the time comes, like I said before, I'll organize everything how I want. I'll grade the things that I want. I actually plan on grading soon, and just to keep some things put away and just let them do what they do, you know. Um, but yeah, that would be a great way to actually use the collector app. Yeah, a crimped top Greninja in a little pack. So that might be an error card. Not bad. Yep, paper gains. That's what it's about. Can you look at 151 UPC promos? Weren't those? That was the Mew we were looking at. Right, we were looking at the Mew, which is this one. We were looking at the Mewtwo as well. What is the number? I gotta find the number for the Mewtwo because I like looking at it on price chart because price chart gives you the PSA 10 value. And of course that's important. Mewtwo. That card is what, like $40 right now, I think. So it's not gonna be on the first page. I think that card is about like $40. So not even on the third, on the second. Here we go. $32. Mewtwo 52. It'll come up with price chart anyways. Here we go. PSA 10, $362. 3 sales per day. Not bad volume on that card. Had a high of 550. Came down to 342. Going upward again. Everything is starting to climb back up. Everything that took a dip, by the way, every single that you were concerned with, if you're concerned with a single, did decline in value with everything else, with every other sealed product. But just as everything is riding its way up right now, it's doing the same thing. So we have this. Guys, let me know. I can't remember. Um, did PSA stop grading metal cards? Let me know. I can't remember. I thought I heard something about that. So we have this metal card here. It's at $151 at a PSA 10, $17 ungraded. I'm surprised it's only $17, being that it's a metal card. And but again, condition is a big thing. This $17 has nothing to do with condition. So let's look at a TCG player to see what TCG player has. What was the number there? 57? No, 205. 205. Let's see if it comes up that way. Metal. So it is $17 market. The thing about metal cards is that a lot of them come damaged, like out of the box. Like they can chip in the back, especially in the back for some reason. The blue in the Pokemon logo chips. So I'm surprised it's $17 because the near mint condition, was that near mint? Yeah, it is near mint. I'm surprised. But either way, decent returns for all of them at a PSA 10. 500 for the Mew. The Metal Mew is the lowest at 151, and the Mewtwo is 362. So not bad, but everything is starting to ride back up. Every single, everything is starting to take off once again. Every single promo you had, whatever dipped, is probably on its way back up. If not there yet, it probably will be there. The Houndoom is so tough. I don't even own the Houndoom. I've opened Shattered Fable booster bundles. I've gone to a store to buy the bundles just to try to pull the Houndoom, and I haven't. I wanted to genuinely just pull it myself, and I think I'm just gonna have to buy it. It's not expensive anyways. I have 12 PSA 10s from Shattered Fable so far. I think listen, as a whole set, I know that the value isn't there. We have something like the Earthen Vessel as one of the top cards there. We have a Gold Energy. It's fine. But I think some of the singles in there can do well. I think that all you got to do is pick and choose and look around, and you'll find some decent cards in there or anywhere else. You know, even in those sets that people don't like the live, silly people. I appreciate it. Yes, like the live. If you are having a good time, like the live. I appreciate it. Um, John, no problem, brother. No problem. Anything that I was gonna hop off the live because we were running out of things to talk about. I think I spoke about every single thing that I had in mind, and it seemed like the chat was dying out. I mean, it is about to be 1 o'clock. It's about to be 1 a.m. Eastern time. I don't know if you guys are all Eastern or not, but it's about to be 1 a.m. And it sounded like, or it seemed like the chat was dying out. So if you guys were falling asleep, that's fine as well. Don't blame you guys. That's cool. I'd love to see a video on you organizing, going through your collection. I just submitted my son and myself's first sub, of course. It was PSA, LOL, Neuvern Altar, the Ray VMAX Trainer Gallery. I love that's a nice card, man. Yeah, you're talking about the oh, you're talking about the VMAX in Evolving Skies. I really, really like the Rayquaza V. Like more than the VMAX. That card is so cool. I find that card to be so cool. I also like Price Chart because the images look better. Like when you click on them, it like zooms in like this. Love this card. This card, bro. I like evolving. I like a lot of cards in it. Like if you asked me between the VMAX and this one, and not talking about values, if the values did not exist, I'd choose this one over the VMAX. I really would. I would choose this card over the VMAX. Is the VMAX even here? No. It's fine. I would choose that card over this card. It just looks so much cleaner. It looks so cool. The colors pop better. I mean, it is a nice card as well. I'm not saying that it's not a nice card, but the other one just looks so much nicer. The colors are way better. Like, just personal preference for me when it comes to like as looking at it from a collector standpoint. And this card has gone bananas. Look at this thing. This thing has gone crazy. I remember when the PSA 10 was like $800. Look at this thing. Oh my gosh. Insane. Surprised me that the metal card Mew was easy to grade compared to the old ones. Arceus 2, also easy kinda. What about the Arceus metal card? I actually have not looked that up whatsoever. See if it comes up like this. No, I wrote it so crazy. What was that, right? Is it even coming up? No, not at all. Let's see. Let's just put it up here like this. See what number comes up. You know what's funny? There were cards that I was looking into myself, and I it sucks because I was looking into cards before other people were looking at it. 123. Like for example, the Metal Charizard as well, right? From the Celebrations UPC. Right, this one. This card, I was looking at it, it was $50. It's crazy that it's showing all these values like this, but on eBay, I was looking at them for a good while in the beginning of 2025 for about like $50 to $60. A lot of people just trying to sell them and move them off. And look now, look at the value of these cards now. And I had seen some really really nice ones. And I was just looking around, and I didn't think that. Look at this, $6,800. This the value of these are the ones that I was talking about. These chips so easily, but there were some really really good quality ones on eBay, and I missed out on some of the opportunity. I did buy a really good quality Pikachu though, the Metal Pikachu as well. Metal Pikachu. Um, also comes pretty badly chipped sometimes too. And I did get myself a really, really good quality one of these. I am hoping, look at that PSA 10, man. If I could get like a PSA 10, oh, that'd be insane. But either way, I am going to send it up to grading at some point. I think it's going to be part of the first batch that I sent. I'm going to send like a Sylveon. I think I'm going to send Bubble Mew, a Sylveon from Prismatic, Bubble Mew, this card, and a few others. But the Arceus, Metal Arceus, oh, what was that 123 we saw? Is this the one? I just want to make sure it's the right one. Metal card, doesn't say anything else. Let's just look at them one at a time. What was this thing near mint? $12. Okay, so it's got to be the more expensive one. It's got to be this one. Got to be this one. 250. 250 at a PSA 10. Not bad. This thing was what? This thing had never been graded, I guess. $77 throughout most of 2025, and out of nowhere, it's now at 250. Pretty crazy. Jumped up really crazy right there. But yeah, I do have this Pikachu in really good condition. I'm hoping to send this off to grading. That'd be crazy at a PSA 10. 2 sales per month. Look at this. That's wild. That is wild. And the Charizard, they're both on par. That is wild. That's so crazy. By the way, I just bought my final metal card to complete my collection today. $100 for the Celebrations Pika. Nice. Yeah, now it's more expensive. Now it is. I bought that thing for like $40. The Ray VMAX in ST. Oh, Silver Tempest. I do like that one as well. I do like that one. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, I believe that's the one. Yeah, I do like this one as well. The colors pop. I do like the little glow on the outside, like that reddish glow. I do like that a lot. This one, I like. I do like this card a lot. What is that at PSA 10? 226? Not bad. $100 though. I would expect this card should be like $50. It should be like $50 with the PSA 10 value being at 226. And if not, in my opinion, the PSA 10 should be like $400 to $500 if the raw card was at 100. That's what I'm thinking. It was at 382 at some point, down to 226. It is going to start rising back up, though. You see that. It was at 206 and it's up. So, it's another thing. 12 here in Oklahoma. Oklahoma in the house. Yeah, it's 1:01 a.m. right now. Felt first alt I ever pulled. Didn't even know it was an alt. That's funny. Great card to pull, though. I'm not going to lie. If I could afford Evil Skies, Ray V, then yes, that one is amazing. Yeah, I love that card. There's just so many good cards out there. Sword and Shield, like the Lugia, is my favorite out of all. But I love a lot of them, like that Dragonite V. That Dragonite V from Evolving. Oh my. This card right here. I love this card. If I could find a Dragonite hat, I'd be wearing a Dragonite hat right now. I mean, my fiance bought this one for Christmas, but I bought the Eevee one. I bought the Gengar hat. I'd have a Dragonite hat if it was out there. Love that card. $870 at a PSA 10 right now. What was it at before? 1,100, 1,150. The raw price of this card has just skyrocketed too. Crazy. Everything's moving so dramatically. That's how I am with the Lugia. I love the V full art more than the SIR. Which Lugia full art? You talking about the one where it's like over the water? You talking about this one? I've heard people make the debate that they think this card is better than the SIR or the alt art. This one. I don't know. I love this card, man. I love this card. This card looks so cool, man. I really, really, really look at the water, the waves, the fisherman right here on his boat, the menacing look on Lugia's face. Card is amazing. Got my Metal Zard for 137. You know, if I could find a gradable copy, I will get that Metal Zard at some point. If I could really find a gradable copy where the metal isn't chipped, where I could really what is a PSA 9? Is it still up here? Did I remove it? No, I removed it. I don't even know. I'm just gonna go back. Here we go. What is that as a PSA 9? PSA 9 is still pretty good. It'd be worth the risk. With cards like this, it's always worth the risk. Like with a PSA 9 at this value, a PSA 8 gives you the raw value. I mean, you have room to like fail here. You have like some leniency right there. I'm gonna submit all my metal cards at once one day. Just don't. I mean, I would assume but for anyone else, don't submit the same card because they tend to use either the first or second card to compare it to the other, and they'll give you a worse or better grade because of it. And you could have possibly gotten PSA 10s if you had them in different submissions. So just keep that in mind. That's been a thing going around. Yeah, I got a few of that Ray when it was like $30, and I bought one on Amazon. I guess you're saying, is that Amazon? What's Ambion? For $70. Mega Dragonite hat? Not a hat. But the Dragonite, just a regular Dragonite. Because I think that the Mega Dragonite hat would not look good whatsoever. But I have this one, which I absolutely love. I love this one right here. And then I have the Eevee one that I've worn many times in my videos. So, starting to develop a hat collection as well. There's another Squirtle one that looks pretty nice, a Bulbasaur one, a Charmander one. But yeah. 138. Yeah. That's my Gold Lugia artwork. I mean, I've heard that debate. I really have. I mean, I do think it's a nice card. I have a few copies of this one. I think I might have one or two that can get me a PSA 10. But the PSA 10 value is not so high. I think this is one of the cards that, as we move forward, I mean, Silver Tempest is well out of rotation, but it was also one of the last Sword and Shield sets to go out of rotation. So for that reason, of course, it hasn't been around for that long. Look, 2023. This is all the data we have from 2023 to 2025. We only have 2 years worth of data. Give it 2 more years. This card may be double the value what it is right now. It is a nice card. It really is. There's no doubt that people out there really do like that card, and I've seen various times where people do argue that this Lugia is better than the SIR. There's another. I think isn't there like another Lugia in Silver Tempest? Aren't there like 4 of them? Aside from this one, isn't there like I don't know where it is. It's fine. It doesn't matter. They're not valuable or anything like that. I just like the card. I think it's the V-Star or something like that. But yeah, does anybody know, did PSA stop grading gold cards? Because that was a thing that I was looking into before. Because the metal cards, I already had a feeling that they would be valuable. How many graded cards are there in existence? Off the top of my head, now that we're mentioning the Arceus, the Mew, the Greninja from the GameStop UPC, and the Pikachu and the Charizard. 5 that comes up top of my head right now. I can't even think of another one. And then if I look at what's the Greninja metal, what's that worth? Raw, near mint, $31. Lowest listed, there's only one, 70. And what's the number here? There's a number for it, is it not? 106 metal. Let's see if we can find it. Just write it in like that so it can come up on price charting right away. PSA 10, $220. Not bad for a half art card because it's not full art. This could have been like, sometimes Pokemon is just so lazy. They could have made this card so cool They could have made just a different art. It didn't have to be half art like the regular EX. Could have been that much more valuable, just more exclusive. Uh, Zolly MK, what's up, brother? Welcome to the stream. I hope I'm saying your name correctly. I don't know if I am. I could have botched it real easy right there. But yeah, so much potential. I mean, if I don't know if Reverend Rips is still here, but he looks at like if you look at what he looks at, like there's so many different Greninjas, for example, not Greninjas, sorry, Gengars that you would go and just look into. Like if you watch this, there's a a Gengar rare, right? That you see how you have all the expensive cards here. You price them low to high, and you look like some of these cards. Like this specific one comes from like Chilling Reign, and they got put into like a trick or trade. But the Chilling Reign one, like the Lost Origin one, I think this one is valuable at a PSA 10. See Chilling Reign, this one is valuable as a PSA 10, like crazy valuable. So just looking at plays, you know, even this one, Crimson Invasion one, look at this one, $11. A great card in a PSA 10. So many cheap Gengar cards, hard to grade, especially because they're old. Great PSA 10 plays. So yeah, so many just different things that happen, you know, that you can do in Pokemon that you can make money off of. So many ways to move into sealed with a lot of these grading plays. You know, you even have what are these now? I have the Sylveon, which I pulled from Nostalgianomics Rip and Ship. I got the Sylveon from there, and I got the Jolteon as well, and they have both dropped down in price. 305. This was at like 600 before, and this was at like 300 or 700 even here. I can't remember. But what are these right now as well? Because I should be looking to grade these cards. At some point. $1,000 for the Sylveon. Not bad. And $486. Not bad as well. This is what I was talking about with that Rayquaza. If it's at $100, I feel like it should be like at 400 at a PSA 10. Right. But yeah, guys. Anything else? Anything else you guys have in mind? I am open for discussions. If not, we are going to end it 4 hours into the stream. I just need to do more of these. I keep procrastinating. I would like to. What do you guys? I mean, there's 17 of you in here right now. What do you guys prefer? A Sunday afternoon, let's say like a 5 or 6 p.m. stream, or a Saturday night stream? Maybe same thing, somewhere from 6 to 9, being that people are off the next day anyways. What do you guys think is better? A early afternoon Sunday stream or a Saturday night or early afternoon stream? Let me know what you guys think. Maybe I should even make a poll on the channel and see what that says. Lives is the new meta. You've been here this whole time? Please let me know if you've been here this whole time. Nigo, what's up, brother? Saturday, okay. Lives is new meta. Yeah, I'm seeing that a lot of people just being active, interacting with the community, of course, is a big thing. My Lunesta is taking over, so I'll say goodnight before I get wild. GG's, brother. Sunday afternoon is great, but Saturday night would be a close second. Okay. I just want to take it into account. If I could get home earlier on the weekdays, I would even do weekday stream. But I get home at 5. By the time I shower, record a video, edit it, and put it out, it's already like 7:30, 8 o'clock. And then it gets late, and I wake up early as well. So trying to make it best for myself and everyone else. Peak background music is new, but great to hear. Oh my gosh. And he is always looking at everyone's live at the same time, always. That's so funny. Ludwig, bro, you made it. You made it. But at the very end, we're 4 hours in, and the chat has run out of things to talk about, and I have spoken about everything that I had in mind. But yeah, bro, welcome. Ludwig is a big supporter of this channel. He always has many conversations with me in the comments. I appreciate it so much, brother. Thank you. I'm indeed everywhere. Of course I did, bro. But I've been, bro. Stream started at 9:15. It is 1:15 a.m. Of course I did. That's funny. Yo, Snackbird, thank you for being here, man. Everybody that has stopped by, I mean, people have came and went. Everybody that has been here, I appreciate it. You know, I never know what the turnout's going to be. I know I have a smaller channel. I know I haven't been consistent with the lives. Like every little bit matters, you know. Inconsistencies and also being a smaller channel. I need to be much more consistent. If not, then I can't expect any kind of like a big turnout. Yeah, we talked a lot, Ludwig. We talked about PC TVs. We talked about I did talk about the ones that I felt like were undervalued and could be a good buy right now, even though they are expensive already. I did talk about those as well. Um, but yeah, man, we've been through so much, and we've been through some decent plays that if you're willing, I know not everybody wants to buy above MSRP, but there are some plays out there that even though they are above MSRP, they seem to be pretty good plays for the long term. So I would definitely look into those. Um, yeah, I think we had a decent stream. I hope everybody enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. I enjoy these conversations at all times. Um, I am off tomorrow. Depending on how tomorrow works out, I will for sure have a video for tomorrow, but I don't know if I am going to do a live. Just because I do enjoy these. You know, it'd be cool. But we'll have to see. But either way, thank you guys all for coming, for showing up. Like the stream as always. Don't forget to watch the recent videos. I put out a video today, my market analysis video, even though it is 1 hour long. I did change it up a little bit. I changed it up. Instead of looking at every single booster box from Sword and Shield forward, I went ahead and instead started looking at everything that had price movement from Sword and Shield forward. But of course, I worked my way back from new to old, and it allowed me to touch up on products that I don't normally touch up on, like booster packs, individual packs, booster bundles, uh, regular ETBs. But it allowed me to be a little more diverse, which I think that you guys would appreciate a little more. And I left out everything that was a little stagnant. I just left those to the side. Whatever you didn't hear about, it's if I didn't speak about something, whether it be a booster box or some kind of an ETB, it's because those products were stagnant for at least a week and a half, or 2 weeks. So, but yeah, guys, thank you guys for being here. It was a great time. I appreciate it. Thank you guys so much. As always, guys, I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care. Peace.